What's happening, chat? What's happening, team? How we doing? How we doing? It is Groundhog Day here. It is Groundhog Day. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks of this. It's certainly been at least 5 days in this sort of Groundhog Day. All right, we're trapped right inside this. Right inside this balance range. This is 1 week's worth of price action. And really, we're not finding acceptance outside of this from much, much further back now. All right, there is an argument that we're doing something nasty like this, which could be possible for that rotation. And, they're probably waiting for NVIDIA earnings and stuff the back end of the week, like we went over in the newsletter. That is our expectation, is that they're going to wait for some other catalysts. We have had some news events coming today. 10 a.m. there will be consumer confidence, and what else? We have something else that might shape the market. We've had news on AMD this morning with a deal with Meta. That's been pushed up. I wouldn't be surprised to see them resell that because lots of bulls caught in that right now. Wholesale inventories and consumer confidence, at 10 o'clock, and lots of Fed talk today. All right, so let's get into it. So as you can see, daily is opening up in a inside bar. All right, previous day, current day, inside bar. All right, we are opening up inside the value from the previous week and the current week. We go down to an hourly. I'm just going to pull this up so you can see a bit more. All right, so we're opening up inside the previous week. This is your previous week's value. You can see we love chopping in here. All right, we couldn't get outside of the top side yesterday, failed back down to the bottom side, came under the bottom side. We hoped that we would roll over. We didn't. We reclaimed. And we're right back to the previous week point of control. Okay, so we're right back in the middle, stuck in the middle with you. All right, this is your fair value for the last 10 days now, right here. All right, so big question mark on this market of where it wants to go. We are pinned in here. There is not much edge here, folks. If you are a rotational trader, maybe you absolutely love this. Did I take the shorts yesterday? Yes, I did. We got them in the afternoon. Posted a little bit on Twitter. I can show you in a bit if you want. Okay, so the question is today, can we hold above previous week's point of control? Are they willing to bulls to try and hold this and come for that drift back up to previous week value area high and take this out? Big question mark. All right, if we do that, do we then fail breakout and come back inside, or do we hold and do we go up for that old naked POC right the way up here? I don't know, folks. I haven't known for days and weeks yet because we continue to chop. If we lose, all right, if we lose previous week point of control, are we going to come down to the current developing week's point of control on previous day? So maybe, right, if there's a look above and a fail and we come back under the 900 and 850s, maybe they come back down to these 750s and 700s. And then there'd be a question mark there. Do we bid back up again? All right, do we just do this today? Is possible. Do they bid back up, reclaim that and go again? Or do they lose this and come back down for those lows where I still don't think we have left a good low? Positioned for it, like those in Discord will know yesterday. We positioned to take out the lows. We couldn't do it. All right, so these are the questions. This. Do we bid back off here and come up here? Do we lose this, come down here, fail breakouts either side of this? All of those are possible. Unfortunately, folks, that's the market we have, so we have to trade what's in front of us. All right, if we start losing those 700 and stuff, we can really get talking. But at the moment, bulls have done a very good job at holding up. You can see the walls have moved, though. Let's just check. This is on. Yeah, the walls have moved. Interestingly, they've dropped that put support. It was at 710s. They have now dropped that put support right down to 24,500. Right, we'll see if that changes at the open. Yesterday and Friday, they were determined to hold 710. So what that's telling me is potentially next time we come down here, if they're not going to hold these 700s, maybe they're getting ready to finally let it go. All right, maybe. We will see. But you can see here, massive area here into 700s. So, but they've added a new level underneath. So we'll see. Do the buyers step in down here again at 750, 700s, rotate back up to 850s? 25,000, or do they let go of this downside pressure? We'll see, folks. I reckon these will change within 15 minutes of the open. All right, let's go through all the other indexes. Lots to get through here. So again, ES, just like the Qs, stuck in a range here. rid of this. All right, so opening up pretty much flat. You can see the chop from yesterday and overnight. All right, so yesterday, push and fail. We filled the gap yesterday. ES filled the gap, failed, goes into a range, can never get back above IB. All right, and we're still in this range now. All right, so we're literally trapped in this range that we set basically for most of yesterday. All right, that's your area for ES. All right, so look above and fail, look below and fail, look above and base, look below and base. All right, otherwise it's edges, right? Edges are going to pay today, whether it's breakout or fail breakout. It is the edges which are going to pay you. No background music, no, because we're here to trade. We're not here to play background music. Okay, we'll go through the indexes. Spiders, same story, right? You can watch previous day's close. You can watch these pre-market highs, which line up pretty good here. All right, so let's just put some levels on just to check where the spiders are hedging. I'm good, thank you. Yeah. All right, so you're watching 85 current resistance, 80 and 79 current support. All right, so if they do a little pop over and fail, we'll come back down, dunk under, bid, we'll come back inside. That's your range over this, 90s, under 18, 79, 75. All right, same story that we've had on all the indexes right now. It's going to be exactly the same on the Qs. Q's actually having relative strength here over this pivot from yesterday. Why? That's all because of AMD, right? AMD lifting us up a bit. Does AMD hold? We'll go through that in a minute. Do they hold this bid to come back up to the top side on the Qs, or are they going to lose this and come right back for the 600s? And then if they lose 600, 95s, all right, based on the options market. Right, Dixie's still desperate. It is desperate to try and get back up here and build this liquidity out. All right, it really is trying to build some liquidity out here to get going. All right, big question mark over whether it's going to have the ability to do that. Breakout there, we will come back in to test these 98s. It's trying, it's desperately trying. VIX still remains elevated. Those in Discord will see I posted about this last night and look back at 08 and some of the other market crashes. This is starting to look very, very similar. We are starting to price in. If I move this to a monthly, all right, we're starting to price in potentially a move up to 35. There you go. All right, which is concerning. It's very, very concerning. So they are concerned about this swipe here on the Qs, which obviously on the VIX, which should obviously be downside pressure. We'll see. We will see. Move this back. So our eyes on that. All the time it remains elevated, you're going to have to be in good control of your risk because volatility remains up. All right, let's go through the mag. Apple pretty much opening up inside yesterday's range. A nice bid back from Apple yesterday. Relative strength. It was impressive. So we've completed that two leg after that breakout. Can it hold a bid against PDC? Can it get back through 67s and get up to these 70s and 75s? Let's zoom out. It's got a huge imbalance to fill up here into, yeah, look at that. 70s, a big level. Through 70s, we're looking at 72s and 75s like we just said. So really depends. Are they willing to hold bids? If we go risk off today, they're going to need to hold this pivot here. Regardless of that, they have to hold this pivot for that rotation. So we'll watch that on Apple. Amazon. Let's just pull these off a second. Well, that doesn't look too good on Amazon right now. All right, fail to reclaim this. Still in a range back into the midpoint. Not a lot to do with that. The rotation either side. Let your 1-to-1. It's not a good trade location there on Amazon. Goog. Same kind of story. All right, relief bounce after this huge downplay. Failed to break lower. Held the pivot. And it's starting to put in higher lows now. But how high does this relief bounce go? And there's probably some. We're probably right into some levels already. This pivot up here. 16s. Yeah, into this thick volume here. 17s and 22s. It just looks ugly out here, folks. We've got to start breaking away soon, probably after Wednesday. Meta. Same old story, all right, Friday or Thursday, push above, back into range, right, fail breakout, back into range, and you got to say potential downside pressure if they start letting go here. And we'd be watching this pivot back down to 600s again on Meta if they do that. Microsoft, oof, that thing is getting absolutely wrecked, right, with the rest of software right now. This is all Claude related. Coming into here, same as IBM, right? Soft with IBM, right? Coming into this, if we start losing that, there is an argument to come much lower into some of these pivots down here. We'll see. I've got a small piece on this, very small piece, just to let me know that I'm watching it. Nvidia still trying to break out to this upside. You can see I've got a price alert set. If we are going to set this squeeze, maybe they start pricing in Wednesday early, we'll see, but we're still just in a giant range, right? We're rotating from one side of the range to the other, to the mid to the other. Nothing's changed here. I would imagine they will pin this in for earnings on Wednesday. And Tesla, same story. All right, starting to leave this, maybe rotate and clean these up. A bit like the Qs. All right, Tesla was very weak yesterday. Maybe we're going to come and clean these up with the Qs. We will see. Oracle still selling off back to its original pivot. Remember, I was long here, sold a big chunk here, just got a piece left now. Stop in here, and if they wash, they wash. Software very weak. Remember, we talked about relative weakness in software. If we go risk off as a whole market, then relative weakness will get hit first. Same with Netflix, right? Down into that same area. It might start washing now. We might get that move we've been looking for down into this cluster, which would be ideal. And we can have a look at AMD because that's probably caught a bid this morning off that news. Yeah, a little bid here on AMD, but remember there's probably, I would imagine, a bunch of bag holders in this up here, so I wouldn't be surprised if pops fail this morning on AMD, given that it's just, all it is more news of Meta putting in more contracts, more AI mania right now. That's pretty much it, folks. That has us pretty much covered into the open. So as a recap, we are still in range. Nothing has changed. We have news at 10 o'clock, which we can wait for. It's a bit bigger. And you can see we're struggling right now in the same range as yesterday, right? Previous week point of control, previous day value area high. We're struggling to get over it. So if they keep failing up there, we might wash back down to previous week value area low, previous day point of control. And the rotations can keep taking place between these until someone wins. Between these, maybe this person wins and we lift up a little bit. Maybe these sellers win and we pull down into here a little bit. We are just going to have to wait and see, folks. But what I'm going to do is, just like yesterday, I'm going to avoid as much as I can trading these edges. For those that asked, did we get the short yesterday? Yes, we did. We got short here in Discord. All right. Into VWAP, I didn't trade this. Some of the others did. I took this first bounce and I added in here and we were covering into these lows and I was really hoping we'd come and clean this up, but we didn't. But we got a really nice move. So we're from 800s, we were at 735 and we covered into these lows. All right, so we got like a 120 point trade there. Pretty good. You can see it on my Twitter. We called it live for those that were asking. We called it all live with the entries. Oh, you guys moan about that all the time. Where's the market going? I literally don't know. To me, we're going to break lower. It's just a question of when, and it's probably later on in this week. Should you buy full port? Not in my book, mate, but I mean, you do what you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You're your own man or woman. You trade as you like. All right, 1 minute left to the open here. Yeah, I know we just went over that. Meta bought AMD chips. It ripped pre-market, but like I said, there's lots of bag holders in it, and you know, how much more can we price in this stuff? There's a reason the market's pulling back. Like, all we had, it's been the theme all year, right? Chips, 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 chips. AI, 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 AI. Chips, 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 chips. It's been a theme for probably 2 years. We priced it all in. All right, it's got bag holders caught at the top. It doesn't look good, this market overall. We're not moving out of range, and the longer we are here, the worse it's going to be when we do. If we break downside, it's going to get very ugly for retail. My fave prop firm, they're all on the video that I did. Lucid, probably TPT for me. Lucid, TPT, Apex, funded next. Okay, so rinsey around here. Let's just let this settle down. Look at this market. Don't know what it wants to do. Bookmap going crazy. Let this just settle down. Let's get a readout on the mag. We'll see if we hold this area down here or up here. This is our range, so going to try and avoid trading in the middle of this. I want to see how we operate around these. If we base above this area and we really want to push, then there's an argument to come right the way up to 25,000s. If we base below this, we're going to try and attack these lows, and if we catch a bid down here, we can think about that rotation back up. I'm not going to trade slap bang in the middle here. No way. What's the email address to get the newsletter from? You have to sign up. All right, click the link tagged. Look at the very top of your screen. If you want the courses, newsletter, or indicator, there is a link at the very top of your chat that I have pinned. Click on that, and there'll be one little tab in there for newsletter. Just sign up there. It's free. Okay, so AMD already starting to give some of those profits back. VIX remaining elevated here. Q's coming back down for that gap fill. This will be gap fill, and then underneath here, it really depends if they want to show a bid today or not. All right, yesterday I didn't think they repaired that auction at the low. We will see. So gap now filled. So this is the area they will need to bid off. If they don't bid off this, we will come right back down, I would imagine, into those lows of yesterday, which I am determined for us to break through at some point. It just depends how long they save them for. Yes, coming right back down into previous day low already. So previous day close, now tagged. Now, do we bounce off here, or are we going to start pushing and failing here? Developing some profile here already. Let's get this on nice and early. Developing a node here already. So if they pop this, we'll come right back up to the 800s. If they defend this grey box, that's what they're trying to do. And then we have to see what happens. So SPY just missing previous day low. Well, a big divergence between the SPY and Qs today. The market getting stuck on that pop up there. We did have a big seller come in here a moment ago at 69. So imagine we're going to break lower here by the looks of it and come and test everything. So we can think about a short here if we're going to stay heavy into this grey box to come and clean out these levels here into 37s. And if we get under that, we can add. And if they hold the bid here, then we're going to go for reversal back up. So here's the clean out of previous week value area low. Now, do they defend this, or do we start breaking down and staying heavy to clean up yesterday's lows is the question I have. Here's the breakdown. All right, so if they're going to, please don't do it in one go. Please, market, do not do this again for another day. All right, sellers came in at 67s. So we can think about two things here. All right, we can think about these areas here being defended for this, as long as it doesn't take it first. And we can think about this being a look below and fail for the reversal back up. If this just dunks all the way down here for a second day in a row, I'm going to be very, very upset with the market if we do that. It's not quite taking out previous day low. SPY, you're watching 680s on SPY. Might get violent around there. And 705s on the NQ is that 0 DTE level. What do we just tag into? Right, just short of it, 710s from yesterday. So watch and see if we lift and fail here now. Do we push up and fail, or do they push up, reclaim for the squeeze right away back up to the highs? So everything we talked about pre-market. Wouldn't mind a push and fail and then come and clean up the lows because we haven't been able to clean up the lows. We're building another node down here now. Ideal area to short would be like a push into here and a failure if they trap more bulls. If they reclaim it all, and we're going to go right up. So remember, there was a big seller who came in at 68. Big seller who came in at 68. So looking for a pop and fail if they're going to do it. VPOC moved to low of day here pretty much. So they just rebid that VPOC, which just shifted down. As the battle starts to commence, ES about to come into low of day. Big buyer coming in here, trying to bid this market up for a turnaround, and he might not get his way. I'm still looking for the short here, if it's going to give me an entry. A huge buyer came in there at 36s. I think we're going to break lower here. It's just, can I get an entry on a pop much higher? Do not want to short the lows. Defending 25s. I think there's a wash coming here. Under 25s, we're going to go 700s probably. Still defending 25s. Here comes the buyer again. He's trying to get that squeeze all the way back up to 68s at the moment. Still nothing on. I'd like to get something on here if I can see these buyers get trapped. I need to be careful because ES and SPY just took previous day low now. So if they want to turn around, we'll go rippy. Back to VPOC. Come on, give me an entry of some sort here. They're staying heavy here. Looking for the short here. Just wanted a little bit more of a lift. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go tiny size or a little chase here, then tiny size. Let's see if we can break down to previous day value area low. They're defending 700. Remember, 705 is a big level on the gamma. Got a small piece on. It's not the best entry, but they wouldn't lift up to where I wanted. Big level here at 700s. We snap that. We go 670s. So they're holding 700s for now. Can we get down to 670s? Looking to clean these out. And then if we clean these out, once we break this, remember this is yesterday's low. They've defended this non-stop. But I don't think this has been repaired properly. I think we need to wash under that before we do anything else. Come on, come and clean it out. It's the move we wanted yesterday, all of yesterday. All right, still defending those 705s for now. We get under that, we're going to go low of day and clean out previous day low. Come on. Huge level here. Just come and break previous day low. Come and clean all of that out. It was such a bad auction there yesterday. Please don't defend it again all day. Just come and clean it out. Even if we're going to reverse it, it would be a much easier reversal if we clean yesterday out a little bit. Nvidia dropping big time here because the news on AMD was about like those mega chips or whatever you want to call them, the direct competitor, rather than something that might affect it in a positive way. It's literally quite literally the opposite. All right, still defending 705s. Back into this range, back to 36s. They might lift this up to 80s again, which is where I wanted the prime location. So stopped out on this now, and we'll see if we lift and trap. And if we don't, if we lift and hold and reclaim this, we can think about the squeeze right back up. But right now I'm going to stay focused on the short. All the time we're rejecting sort of 80s to 800s. Here's the lift. I don't mind flipping long if we base and reclaim. Again, I would prefer to flip long if we clean out the lows. It's a shame that they refuse to do it. Come on. Good hold again. Are they now not going to pull back again? Is this going to be exactly the same as the leg down? Are you now not going to pull back and hold? And you're just going to go all the way back up without me? Fuck me. Just the options levels just taking over this market at the moment. Look at this move. 100 pointer. Just like that. Gone. 100 points. Gone. Without a pullback to get me filled. One way, then the other. So quick, this market. Ugh. Oh my God. It's exhausting. The entire amount of times you can't get an entry at the moment is ridiculous. Okay, into this next node then. I want to see us pull back and hold now. And it's not going to. They're just going to fly this thing without me. There you go. Fucking hell. This is why I hate ranges. Because once it's gone, it's gone. So refuse to clean out the lows again, turns around, and within 3 minutes, we are now almost 200 points higher. Back to the top side, back to previous weak point of control, previous day value area high again. Well, we were happy to bid down here if it gave us an entry, which it did not. Software catching a bid? Yeah, I mean, small. Very small, considering how much they're down. A bit of relief. Okay, back to these 850s, 860s. This thing's just absolutely ripping faces. It will not give me anything right now. We're probably going to come and clean out these 900s and then really get going now. Oh, I'd love to be long. I can't even get an order out. Have we got failures again on trading on Ninja Trader? Yeah, Ninja Trader's down or Tradeify's down. Something's down again. Can't close anything out. Anyone else? Can't get anything in, can't get anything out. Just got resting orders now down here, and I can't even get them off the screen. There we go. They finally disappeared. Fuck me, mate. No. Not for me. Not for me. It took like 30 seconds there. We're going to 25,000. Yeah, it's a good chance now. If we base above here, or just much rather pull back here. If we base above this now, then we can come up into this and clean it all out. But you've got to be very careful of a look above and fail the same way we just, well, we didn't even look below and fail. We couldn't get break underneath. So 900s really. This is a big reversal on the hourly without a pullback to hold. Any pullback into 800s is probably a good opportunity for a dip buy. Any pullback which holds this, and then we can look for this now. It's a shame they didn't clear out these lows. It really is a shame. It would have made the reversal so much better. And I'm kind of scared to try and put a bid out here now. But I'd be watching any pullback into 820. I mean, they could hold 850s, but 820s, 800 would be much better. How long we got till news? Not too long. Let's remind myself. 10 o'clock, yeah, 10 o'clock news. They're still looking to lift this without a pullback. A big old squeeze. Come on, come back in. Come back in. Don't just rip the whole thing. You've got to come back down. This market, man. Managed to get long at 732s. That's a good long, man. I couldn't get it. Once we broke, I was waiting down here with limits. Couldn't get filled, couldn't then cancel. And this thing's absolutely ripping now. Oh, I just can't get an entry. Second day in a row. So there's the clear out of Globex. There or thereabouts. It's going to look for 900s. I really would like a pullback to get involved with at this point. Remember, this is a squeeze straight up. I feel much better bidding around some volume area. Fucking hell, mate. Can't chase, so just got to leave it alone. Cannot chase. Cannot chase. No pullbacks. Yeah, exactly. No pullbacks. It's 220, 230 points off the low. No pullback. No test of volume. Nothing. Just straight squeeze back upside. Nothing for us. One side to the other. It's what happens when we're in balanced ranges and people get stuck. I'm so surprised we don't clean this out when it's such a bad auction down there, but all right, any pullback. Let's watch 50s and then let's watch 803s, ideally. Some kind of retest, either here, something like this, or something like this would also be good. Remember, we've got news coming in 15 minutes. Oh my God, they just lift and lift and lift and lift and lift. People took this long are stupid. I mean, from the bottom, not really. If you're a range trader, it's a valid setup. I always wait for that reversal and then the retest. No, it would be nothing to do with Fed. It's nothing to do with Fed. It's a technical trade, guys. We talked about it this morning. If we look below and fail, we can play the long, right? Remember I said, if we look below, ideally like this, we can play the long, except it's just gone like this. It's not given this for us. It's just gone. Right? It's just one of those things where I'm not going to chase, so I'm going to have to wait patiently for it to come back in a little bit. Back to the 5-day on the SPY and the ES. What a rip off that 600 level on QQQ. It's going to go for 607s. It's just going to rip QQQ 607, 608. Sellers keep coming in here and they're going to keep getting stuck if they keep doing this. And I'm never going to get my entry. We're just going to absolutely rip faces like if we keep going like this. And there's nothing I can do about it. Not a thing. Not a thing. Yeah, I know. Tradeify, the worst thing they did was do this Tradeify prop shit. It was the most stable platform, and then they introduced something new, and now it's fucked. And, you know, I work with Ninja, but it's not good. And they haven't put enough statements out about fixing it. It's embarrassing, to be quite honest, at this point. It's happening every day. Every single day. So aggressive, man. Non-stop squeeze. Is what it is, folks. I'm left here with $125 in my pocket, and that's it. How far do we go? I mean, we're starting to break out here. Into these levels is where it wants to come and clean out. There's no way I'm buying up here. I need a pullback and then to build out some liquidity, and then I'll happily buy for this move up. But right now, I just don't have the opportunity to do anything. And there's more and more sellers coming in up here, and they will just get themselves caught. Hopefully we can pull back into some sensible level. Ideally down either into sort of 860s, 850s, maybe even all the way down to 800s. Remember, this is a straight squeeze up. We can go straight back down. Would I sell the pullback? No, definitely not. Not after such a big move off the bottom. You want to buy the dip now. You don't want to sell the pullback. Not in my mind. Just wait for the pullback to come and then rebuy that dip when it comes. But we've broken out the other side of the range. All right, so we're now above this grey box. right? So if we find acceptance here, we should finish this move up here. The problem is if they do this first, that's going to be the problem. Then we can't buy this. Here we go. Come on, come back down. Come right back down. I'm going to watch here. Ideally here. We have a shelf here, but ideally I want to watch 860-ish or 800. 860 or 800 would be more ideal than trying to bid up here. This is so high up here. And they might hold this shelf, which would be gross. Which is what it looks like it's currently trying to do. Come on, come down further. I will not bid here. I know this is the top of the opening range. I'll just much rather see this pull back under this shelf, set a bear trap under this shelf, and hold 860 somewhere around here and then dip and rip. It'd be really good. If we can get kind of move here where shorts chase under here, we come down to this, we reclaim them and go. We can do this bid back up. All right, if they let go of this, maybe they come all the way back down. That'd be a very deep pullback. But I really want to think about, can I see bears get trapped in here? Because they will short under this. So if we can come back to that, I can bid it. Is what I'm thinking in my head. Keep protecting that 900. Just give it a wash down to 60s and 70s and 50s. Somewhere down there, please, Mr. Market. We're going to have to be careful with the news. We're getting closer and closer and closer, folks. Just be aware of that. News at 10. ES hit its 5-day as well. Please come down, please. Please. Not another day of not giving me entries. Oh, I wish that was a range trader. Pretty please. With a cherry on top. Give me the trade. Any danger here? Just basing on the orb here. It's not good for bulls like me waiting. I'm not going to buy the orb. I'm sorry. You've got to come deeper for me to feel good about buying this. We've just fucking ripped. Because this move. No. Almost 300 points higher. No. I need to buy somewhere around here or here. I cannot do this up here. This is ridiculous. So many sellers piling in here, and they might get absolutely clobbered. So I just really want this pullback here first. Let go of the shelf, and then I'll buy it. Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it. Down you come. Down you come, and then we're going to wait to see sellers get trapped, and then we'll buy their pain if we can. Come on, let go of that. Give you a readout on the mag. Tesla 0.82% up, Nvidia 0.67% down, Microsoft 0.67% up, Meta 1/3% down, Google 0.5% down, Amazon just under 0.5% up, Apple 3% up. Again, relative strength, no real exposure to all the AI stuff. Please come in, come on, let it go, come down, and then let's see all the shorts chase. All right, this is what we want to see. Let's see if we can find a bid. A little bit lower would be ideal. Just a big wash. And then we can think about the reclaim, a wash into here and then a reclaim. If they just dip and rip, then we can still watch this for the same kind of move. Here they go. Fucking. Oh, it's determined not to let me in. Come on, down into here. Please move lower. Big buy stepping in here, so hopefully we move lower now because they've just bought the edge of this at 13. So hopefully they get stuck and we wash, and then we can have some shorts chase, and then I can try and buy it back up. Yes, pulling back. Come on, NQ, just pull back with it. You're going to really wait for the news. That's going to make it impossible. If they're going to do some nasty move on the news, it's going to make it impossible to trade. Here we go. Come on. Down you come. And watch it down here. I'm not going to take the short. I want to be very, very clean about that. I'm going to look for longs somewhere down in here if I see shorts chase and get stuck. If we collapse the whole thing, obviously there won't be a long opportunity. But if we see shorts chase, there will be a long opportunity. Here comes the shorts chasing a little bit. Come on, can we come a bit deeper? Can we come a bit deeper? Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more would be really good. This is value area high for the current week. I'd like a little bit deeper if possible. Shorts are starting to come in here. Starting to see some absorption. One more shove down would be ideal. Here they come into 70s maybe if I get really lucky. Maybe even VWAP if I get very, very, very lucky. Yeah, I know it's going to line right up with the news. I know it is. They do it on purpose. I know. By stepping back in here a little bit. I want to come deeper first. Here we come. This is good. All right, chase it shorts now, and then we can look for the long back up. Into previous week point of control. VWAP underneath. Let's see if it's in and around here. If they collapse this whole thing, we can't really do much with it. They're bidding at 50s right now, which is kind of level 70s to 50s. VWAP is underneath right now. Where's VWAP? 36s. Starting to see some of this be protected here. They're starting to try and lift it. What we'd like to see is something like this. Would be really good. We're going to have to, if we do get long down here, we're going to have to pay ourselves a little bit here unless it reclaims. And then when it reclaims it, we can add back in for that move all the way back up. Here we go. Starting to see some bid step in here. They're trying to lift now. Here comes the lift. Okay, piece on. How long we got to news? Oh my God, I don't like that. All right, I'm long right now. Selling a little bit into this first move. Let's see if we can get back above now. I'm going to move my stop into the money because we're close to news. That's the only reason, because we can reject this imbalance here at 900. That's why I'm selling into the 900 test. This here. Long from 70 right now, folks. They're going to take me back out here. There's a little shelf at 70, so trying to protect that. If they knock me out, I'll re-add maybe after the news. Going to knock me out here. Yeah, knocked me out here to the tick again. Of course she did. Right on the shelf. Right, maybe one more dunk and then I can have another go at it. We got to be aware of this guy as well. Where's my drawing tool? This guy here, right? If they want to come back for this as well, it's possible. We can thicken this up. Just over a minute left for news, and then we get it. Can be a false break. Yeah, it can be a false break above 900, like we talked about. But momentum's pretty good. But again, it can rotate right the way back down if it really wants. That's why we need sellers piling in here getting stuck. That's exactly why we need sellers piling in here getting stuck. But it can absolutely be a false break and collapse the whole thing. We're straight up. If it wants to come straight back down, it can do it. It's possible, but these are the areas that I'd like to see it hold. If I was bullish, this is where I'd want to be stepping back in because we've expanded, we've pulled back into a decent area somewhere around here, and I'd want to then reclaim the 900s and come up for the 25,000 because we've got now unfinished business up there. 955, 25,035, 25,115, all levels today for the 0DTE players, and they line up with where we think we can go. So here comes the news, folks. in 15 seconds. We are holding this grey box. We look pretty good so far. They might just rip this. We'll see. See what the news does, eh? It might do a drop and then a rip. Still holding. Here's the drop. Now, do they rebid? This is the key thing into these VWAPs and previous day value area high. If they bid above previous day value area high, it means we're going to look to expand higher, right? It means they're trying to shift value higher. If we start losing and staying heavy under 50, it means there's no acceptance of value higher. So here's the move into VWAP. Like I said, they can come down to here if they really want, but this is going to get nasty if they can't reclaim 50s now. So it's now or never for these bulls. Are you going to give the whole fucking thing back? Back down to value? The only thing I'd say is they did not sweep those lows, which is so bad. There's a squeeze back up. They've got to reclaim those 50s. To VWAP here, getting stuck here at VWAP. They reclaim 50s, it could be on. They've got to reclaim these 50s in the shelf for that move. So 2-leg. It's possible. It's possible that they do this. It's also possible if they lose this, we will come and clean out these lows because they didn't clean them out at the low of day, today or yesterday. The auction at those lows is bad. And we are just stuck back in no man's land right now. We have to reclaim a level or let go of a level for me to be interested. It's got to get back above this shelf, really, for me to be interested. Okay, watching this now. Do we get back above this shelf for the entry long? Here's 50s. Starting to look a little bit better here. Needs to reclaim some of this. And then I'm interested for that finish of the 2-leg and a push all the way back up. I want to see bid step in and reclaim 50s. Not yet. So far, they're rejecting that shelf. Still rejecting that shelf. No reclaim of 50s. They can't get through it yet. Man. Are we just going to give the whole thing back and chop another whole day in this range? Look at that first hour candle. If we're just going to chop that whole range, it's going to be awful. Look at that. Without clearing out, same as yesterday, couldn't clear out. And now stuck in this midpoint where we don't want to trade. We've got to reclaim 50s. Reclaim of 50s and 80s and we're away. Here we go. Come on then. Let's see. I want to see this bid at 45 step up. Here, I'm long now. Small piece long because it's risky. But I'm a small piece long. I want to see us hold 50s now. I want to see us hold a bid at 50s. Get over this seller at 73. Big buyer stepped in. We've got to hold 50s and get over 73. Don't you knock me out again for the fucking 100th day in a row. Good hold of 50s. Get back over 72s and 73s now where that buyer came in. Come on. Play fair here, market. Don't you dare. Knocked out again. Oh, another break even. Another break even. Day number 100, trading with Alex. In range, another break even. How many days am I going to be BE? Yes, holding PDC and New York Open well. Looks like it was a good break even, that. So rejecting this grey box. I thought we would squeeze through this, reclaim and go. We might still. We might still. Am I willing to have one more go at this move here, or do I need to wait? I might want to visit 802s. gone to sleep at this level. Same level we've been at for weeks. All right, back to these 850s again. Here's the squeeze. It might have another go here. Over 73s, you're going to get going. Over 73s, you're going to go 910 pretty quick. Still can't get it. There's trap longs up there. Well, actually, there's actually a lot of aggressive shorts up there. The longs actually came in at 15s, but the shorts are at the high of day. All right. So it's not a good auction at that high, technically. So there's actually a lot more shorts, aggressive short selling at the high than there was long buying, which is why I think we can go back up and repair it all. So once we get through 73s, there's a chance to move to 910s. Once we get through 910s, I think we make a new high. Here's the 73s. Okay, back in this long again. Let's see now. Can we get up to 910s? Here we go. So second attempt here. Come on, give me 910s. There's an imbalance here at 900. Come on, market. Don't be a cock to me. Give me at least 910s for a partial. Come on. And then once we get above 910s, I think we will make a new high of day. So second attempt here, folks. Sorry, it's taken me 2 attempts. Come on. I'm looking for 910s for a partial, and then I'm looking for a new high of day. It comes back under 50. I'm going to be fucking fuming. I'm going to slam my coffee and be very upset. We come back under 50 again. Well, ES is holding 82s. So 82 to 85 on SPY, sorry, is the pivot. NQ's in like no man's land. It can go up to 607s right now. Come on. For fuck's sake. Big seller stepping here at 70s now, trying to protect that. Need him to get rinsed. There's a big buyer just took him out. So we've got to be very careful. That 70s is a huge level. Come on. Are you going to make me take this off again? You are, aren't you? You're going to make me take it off again. Yep. Taking it off again. Gave it a chance. Missed me by 10 points. We'll have one more attempt at it. This is third attempt at the same trade if it sets up. So 70 is still the level. Huge buyer and huge seller came in. It's a huge level. Get over that. I think we can go 910s, but it's just making my life very, very hard to get over it right now. And then through 910s, I think we can go high of day. Very tempted to just hit long here and have another go. What's the bet? It just rips without me now. Now it knocked me out at 50 again. They're going to go. Yeah, I just know they're going to go. They're going to go. Here they go. 80s, then 910s. Trying one more time here. Very risky. Stop already in the money. We've got a hold over 70 here. And then we should go 910s. Here we go. So third and final attempt for Alex. And then through 910s, we're going to go higher day. Big seller here. 600 lot at 900. 600 lot at 900. Want to be very careful here. Can we get through this 600 lot at 900? Come on. Come and get 910s and higher day. Right. 600 lot filled. Almost at the 910s. Third and final attempt. Can we get 910s for a little partial here? Come on, you motherfucker. Here we go. Go, give me 10s. Give it. Why have you not? Yes. Okay, fill 10s. Now runner for high of day. I think we break high of day now. Fuck. Sorry, guys. That took 3 attempts at the same trade there. Okay, so if we get over this, we should go new highs, and then we're looking for a move all the way up to 25,000 and 65. You can watch 24,995 for options and 25,035, but you should have paid yourself into 910s. I'm really sorry, folks. That took 3 attempts. There we go. This is what happens sometimes. Jeez Louise. All right, why 910s? Because it's where the buyer was stuck earlier. All right, if I bring this screen over to you. Why 910s? Because it's where this buyer was stuck earlier. If we get acceptance through this buyer here, sort of 14s and 10s, then we have all shorts at the high of day, and I think we should take them out. All right, that auction at the high is not that great, so we have a chance to take that out. But you know what? The auction at the low yesterday was terrible, and we haven't cleaned that up. So, you know, NQ is being a little bit naughty when it comes to auction theory right now. Is it gonna keep going here? It's the 14s, 10s and 14s through here. We can really go. So you'd want to see bids hold over 70 now. Okay, really, and ideally higher. This could be a low. They can set a lower high here, but I think we will go high of day once we get through this, and then we can look for 25,000. So here's the 14s. We get through this, we can look for 40s and then new high day. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, baby. Baby, baby. Baby. So big level now is 900s, right, where that huge seller came in. 600 lot seller who got paired off with a big buyer. So basically the buyer's paying right now. His average, the big buyer, is at 900. So we've got to watch that. They can afford a drift down to 70s again if they really want. So grey box to grey box is possible. But we had that huge buyer pair off with that seller there. So we want to be careful. We want this buyer to stay in the money, ideally, for our runners. Otherwise, we're coming right back to 70s. Highlights, if we buy 90% Apex sale right now and pass after the sale over, will the payer... No, the PA fee will be whatever the new PA fee is. You might get lucky because if they do a 78 to 80% sale afterwards, they might actually drop the PA fee. So I wouldn't rush necessarily. All right, still holding this average price of this buyer. They can afford a drift down to 70s, but you know, we hit target 1. Question is, can we find acceptance to get up here? They can afford to drift back down into here again if they really want. Would really like to be able to hold this and look for a new high of day, but it might just be done with it here. Okay, here's the drift back to 70. So if they don't step in here, I will need to be done with this. 71s, yeah, kind of need that to hold. Previous day point of control is 60s, but really you'd want that to... What if I just moved here? Value area high. 56s, sorry. Okay, out of this now because they're not willing to hold it. So failed follow through up here. And we'll have to wait for a re-entry if they even give one. They can wash this thing right back down to low of day if they're done with it. And we are now stuck in no man's land. Completely stuck in no man's land here. Sucky price action. Yeah, it's going to stay sucky price action until we move out of the range. Probably until tomorrow evening. Probably until NVIDIA. We talked about it in the newsletter. All right. And probably until NVIDIA. That big buyer got stuck at 900. So that's the guy's pain they're playing at the moment. They need to get back above the 70s again to revisit 900. If they don't get back above the 70s, then this thing can collapse. So they got to get back above the 70s to go and revisit that guy at 900. Otherwise, this thing can collapse. Because if we lose this shelf, we're going to come right back to 800s, right? So the battle is now in this box, same as it was before. If they lose this, this is possible. If they reclaim this, they can do this move again. Terrible price action. Do I use the volume footprint charts in TradingView? Very rarely. I use them on NinjaTrader. I show you them in TradingView so I can teach with you, but I have them up all the time on NinjaTrader. All right, buyer stepping in here at 45. This just looks worse and worse by the minute. They're just like pinning this thing. Pinning it in no man's land. They can't get back above these 70s right now, so there's no lift to 900. They can't break down under the grey box, so there's no sell to 800. It is just stuck. So can they get back over the 70s to test the 900 is the question. They are trying. They're trying to get back to that 900. That's where that big buyer was, remember. Do I want to go here? I don't think I want to go. Tempting as it is. Buyers are trying to step up. They're trying to step up. They've got to get back above 900 to go high of day in 25,000. That's where that buyer is stuck, right? He's stuck at 900. So they've just leaned into that same buyer. So the same guy we talked about earlier. Look, this guy is currently stuck. 600 lot stuck right here. So we're stuck between where these buyers came in earlier, 70s, all right? And they've just lifted up towards 900 and he's just probably got out. So we're trapped between here, between these big lots until they make their decision. That's what I mean. It's you want to be just patient now. Why not short between 900 but below 900? Well, where are you shorting to? What's your risk? All right, what's your short here? What, you're going to cover 70s? And what's your risk? The top here? So it's a 1-to-1? No thanks. No thanks. Oh! Are we just going to get that one trade and that's all we get? All right, guys. 2,200 of you here. Again, 300 people have hit like. Come on, folks. It's not my fault PA is bad, right? When PA moves better, we can start getting bigger trades. You think we're going to low day just because a big buyer stuck? No, mate. No. We'd have to get through so much now to get low of day. I'm not saying it can't do it, but like just to risk that right now doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, as a reminder, folks, you have until the end of today to get your 90% sale off on Apex. That ends today. You've got 4 days left for Funded Next for their 100k vows, which cost 50k at the moment. Oh, they're going to do it now. God, this is jumpy, folks. Honestly, this is so jumpy. What are you lot doing? What are you lot doing on this tape today? ES looks good. It's holding VWAP really well. I will consider a re-long if we start basing above everything. So test through 900. If we get back above 900 and back above 910s especially, I'll be interested in a long position. Here's 900. All right, we're going to hold above this now. No, not yet. Buyers at 80 still. So no hold above 900 yet. Retesting 900 again. Buyers still not moving up from 80s. I think we want to move higher. It's just they're going to make it impossible to join this if they're going to do it. If they're going to make it like earlier where they just go, oh, we've gone, it's going to make it very, very hard. So they're going to have to wait. Retesting that 900 again. Starting to chomp through him. 915 is a big level as well. 900 and 915. So waiting to see if we can get through 900, 915s in base. And then I think we're going to go high of day. All right, here's over 900. So 915 is the next level. Over here, I'm going to look for a long if we're going to hold. Because I think we can go 25,000 if we're going to base over this 915s. You've got to push and base, man. Push and base. I'm not going to chase you. You've got to push and base. There's the push. Can you come back and hold now? Big seller coming in here. I think we're going to go higher day now. Small piece on. Have to because of that seller. Here we go. Once I saw that seller come in, that was it. Here we go. Coming up for higher day. So 40s is the next level. And then higher day and then 25,000. So whoever said short, that's why I said no. No, no, no. All right, more sellers coming in here. They might get themselves absolutely wrecked here. If we can hold a bid at 15s, they're going to get themselves wrecked. This is where the 100 lot seller came in. Can we hold this bid now? Trying to hold on for a last piece for me. Pulled some out of 40s. Trying to hold on to 15s here. You got to hold 15s for me here, market. You got to hold 15s, otherwise we're coming back 900. I'm not going to hold for that. You got to hold 15s, and then we're going to get going for high of day. Good hold. Come on. Shove through 40s. Go high of day. Rip some faces. Let's fucking go. Go, go, go. Get through 40s now. Let's go, baby. High day incoming. Shut your mouth. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Chat always trying to fade me. All right, so we're looking for a drive now through 24,995 all the way up into here. Okay, we would like this to hold. I think we will repair this. I don't think that's a great auction. It's mostly selling, so I think we've got a chance on this now on the runners. But pay yourself into this 40 because it's where a big seller was, and I think we're going to come and clear all this out above now. Had to be so patient for it. They have made this very, very tricky, but we're in it, and we'll see. Bro, 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 bro. You got to hold 15s here, otherwise I'm out on the runner. I'm not going to hold to 900s. I'd rather cut it and re-add. I'd rather cut and re-add. If we lose 15s and go 900, I'll cut and re-add. But paid myself into 40s because that, yes, good hold. Now fucking shove it. Shove, shove, shove. Get your ass up there. Get your ass up there. Get your ass up there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hold 40 now. Hold 40 now would be a real sign of strength now. If you can hold 40 now, it would be a massive sign of strength to go for high of day. That's a good hold of 40. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come and clean these lot out. Seller at 24,965. We should take him out. There's a 700 lot there. I will be taking the next partial through the high of day, through this guy. Come on, get through this value area high. Let's just go and clean out the highs. For fuck's sake, NQ. Stop doing the dance and get on with it. Pay me, pay everyone, and let's go back to bed. So this is tiring the last few days. Come on. Come on, baby. Do I move my stop to 40s now to protect? Because we've got a shelf there. Maybe I've got to risk 30s. Come and clean this guy out. Come and clean this guy out. Stop fucking around. ES is about to do it. Come on, we've got relative strength, NQ. Can you just hurry up and get it done? Hurry up and get it done. Here's the retest of 40s. I want to see this soak now and hold. So far, so good. Now come and take out this seller at 965. Come on. You're stressing me out at this point. Can we just get on with it? Come on. Do it. Do it. Come and take him out. Rip some faces. Come on. So fucking close, man. 5 points away. It's just the games, Peter. They're just trying to lure more shorts in. They're going to go and explode it soon. Every dip into 40 is being soaked. So I'm willing to hold all the time we're holding 40. It's just NQ games, isn't it? It's coming. It's coming. Look, there's a seller on the tape up here at 65. They're going to want to take him. And if he pulls, it would be really fun. They're now adding at 70. If this guy at 65 pulls, it would be really fun. We're so close. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. They're stepping in. They're stepping in. They're stepping in. Here we go. 65 and rip it. 65 and rip it. Rip some faces. Got so close there. What do we get? 62s? 63s? Bit of front side. Woo! Fuck with me, baby. Let's go. All right. Partial there. Let's see. Shh, chat. Shh. Shh. I know it took a few goes, but we're in it. 25,000 on deck. Where's the mouth? Oh, my inverse fair value gap. Shut it. Shut it, Pam, with a silent B. Pam. Pam. Pam with a silent B. All right, so runners now. Big Gex level here, folks, at 995. All right, basically 25,000. There is a huge Gex level here, all right, for today. Right here, all right, so this is a resistance level right here, but we would love to see this lift into previous day's value area high, and ideally all the way up in here would be magnificent. Now that we've based above this, all right, now that we've based above this, we're going to try and run this stop. And if we run that stop, we have a lot of stops up here, all right? And we're positioned well for it now. Like I said, didn't really want to trade. I was willing to trade the downside here. I was willing to trade the reversal. Didn't let me have the reversal, so we traded the pullback. We needed numerous attempts at this pullback because the market was being a bitch today. But look, we're in it. It's the best we can do, and we'll see how far we can go now. We do not want it to come back under 65, okay, because you had a big buy there. All right, here's the 25,000. You should be paying yourself if you haven't already, and we'll see how far we can lift. Shut it, Pam. Pam with a silent B. All right, here ideally. So we've paid ourselves into this area here. And here, ideally, all right, here, ideally, anywhere into here will be TPs. But like I said, big Gex level here. Next level is 25,035. I really want it up into this now on the run-up. Big buyers stepping in up here, and they might get themselves caught here at 25,000. Just be aware of that. So, look, we might drift back down to 64s here. You have to manage your own risk. Are you willing to sit through a 40-point pullback if it does it? Here's the shove through 25. Mate, it took a few attempts, guys, didn't it? Man, that's trading, though. How many times do you see me get knocked out, break even, or small loss? And how many times do you hear me say, I'll take the lick, and I'll get back in if it sets up again? I would much rather get out of a trade and get back in when it sets up again than sit through drawdown and be wrong, right? Have to get out when I'm wrong. Here we go. All right, previous day open up here into 34, 35. That's the next Gex level. Come on, come and lift. come and get previous day high and previous week close. Initial balance now set. For all of you new people on Twitter, because someone else has clearly talked about initial balance and probably thinks that they created it. Your IB is now set. All right, so if we go in IB expansion now, probably something you won't learn from, I don't know who's teaching this stuff, but if we go for IB expansion, all right, we can think about clearing out this liquidity. And I tell you what, a measured move, 100% measured move, which is a lot for IB, would take us into that old naked point of control. All right, so if they wanted to turn the boosts on today, I'm not saying they do it today, but the IB expansion for a measured move would be this old naked point of control. We can think about this move into here, though. If we fail the initial balance, right, if we do a look above and a failure, then the move back to VWAP becomes very, very plausible. $140.8, yeah. I'm still in this. I'm still holding. This was everything we called for. Like lots of you saying you didn't know when to enter. We talked about, unfortunately, it did this on news, right? We talked about this move into here or into here holding, all right? Here's your trap. And they trapped shorts under this shelf, right? We said they might trap shorts under this shelf or under this shelf. They trapped, they reclaimed, they made this very hard, and then eventually we went. All right, why was I more bullish here? Why did I not want to fade when you guys were saying, well, we've left buyers trapped up here? Some of you saying that. There wasn't actually that much buying up there. It was mainly short selling in there, okay, like I talked about. It was mainly selling in there. These are all sellers, okay, which means there's a good chance we're going to move higher because the end of the auction finishes when the last buyer is bought, not when the last seller is sold. That would be a low of day. Okay, so this can afford a drift back here. We're leaving this shelf, so I might be taking my partials here. My last move off. Let's see, 25,000. I will risk 20. I will risk 92s here. Or risk 92s here. Because we can build a shelf, and if they want to wash this, I'll take it off. Can always add back in. I'll risk 92s. Because we have this guy here, right here, protecting, and I'll risk the edge of this. Stop now moved up right into here, folks. Protecting this. I need to see this protected. We have a little imbalance to 96. I want to see 92s protected. So stops at 92s, and I'm just looking to get the rest out up into this. If they want to drop it under 92s, we can come and revisit 65s pretty quickly. So far, we look good. Yeah, 608. It's a big level. You're right on QQQ. Through that, 610 is your next gamma level. 607 was actually the biggest level today. Then 608, and then 610s. Yeah, it's definitely a hedge point. Yeah, I can see it. 607, 608, 610s today. ES, the next level, 690. Sorry, SPY, next level, 690. Thank you, Alex. My portfolio has been bearish since the new year, but finally I got a relief bounce due to your explanation. Nice work, man. Thank you for the super chat as well. Very kind of you. My anchor volume profile settings, just read the chat, all right? They're in the chat. 2 ticks per row, anchored to 930 open, set to the right-hand side, width of 20. How much discount is TPT? 40% right now, I think, with no activation fee. Code flow zone you can use there. Code flow zone for Take Profit Trader. All right, maybe come and take me out of the 92s here. We'll see. Why, bro, trading sideways? It's very risky. What are you talking about? We're long from here. All right, we had a few attempts at it. We're long from here. We've paid ourselves. My stop is here. My entry is here. My stop is here. I'm not entering here. Close to taking me out here in this low volume node. So they're protecting that little low volume node here. You can see development. They're trying to absorb this still, buyers. They're trying to still absorb this to shove it up. They're building out this here, so we need to be aware of this for later. All right. You should have paid yourself like 70, 80% here. Should have tiny, tiny size left. Any interest on the short if it falls? I would be more interested in the short if we come and clean out the liquidity. The same, for me, it's always the same issue, right? If we do not take out this pivot, all right, and we fail in front of it, I do not like it. Same as the lows, all right, because we didn't clean all this out and the auction from before. This was a poor auction down here from yesterday, right? I would have felt much better about the reversal if we repaired this, because this is all buying down here, which is not a good auction. All right, then I would have felt really good about this play, all right, about bidding here earlier. Same here for the short. For me, is it just knocked me out? Yeah, fucker. For the short, for me, I would much prefer it if it runs the liquidity, then fails the shelf, then offers it, because then it's got less reason to come higher. At the moment, it's still got a reason to come out. I'm now out of this, folks. All right, I'm out of this, and this might drift right the way back down into here now. Look how thin we are. All right, so I'm now out of this grey box letting go. It's possible it comes down back into here, and then you have to see, do bulls have another attempt to send higher or not? It was a great trade, though, folks. Really good trade. Alex, have you only done one NQ trade today? No, we had quite a few goes at it. 3 or 4 goes at that trade I had. So we were short here, and I was looking to swipe this out. And then I wanted the long once I stopped out, and it went without me. So I ignored all of this because it didn't give me the pullback. And then we played, I think, one go here, stopped out. It might have been somewhere around here. Runner stopped out, and then into this move, and then one more go. I think we took this, was it a 70s break? I can't remember now. 70s break. So I had 3 or 4 goes in here for this. So I had one short here. I wanted to get a long here, and it just went. So we waited for the pullback, and we had 3 or 4 goes in there for this move. And this might finish. It might complete it. So far, looks pretty good. I'm now out of it. Can I explain why it wasn't a good auction yesterday? Yeah, but we went over this yesterday because the low of day was buying. Is this today? Back to yesterday. All right, this down here yesterday, there was no good excess on it. Why is it not showing it to me? Am I on the wrong thing? I don't know. For whatever reason, it won't show it to me. But down here yesterday, they were buy orders, as in aggressive buy orders. And what you'd want to see is aggressive selling and passive buying absorbing it. So it was, for me, there was no excess, no good auction down there. I don't know why that won't show it. Can it only show footprint today or something? Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know that. No historical data. But yeah, the lows yesterday, there was just not enough excess on it. Do I give myself a limit to orders a day? Probably 3 or 4 trades each setup. All right, but then I start getting tilty. You would have seen it yesterday. Are they collecting enough buyers to bring it down again? Let's have a look. Right, I'll tell you what you've got right now. You've got some big sellers stepping in here. Right, look at these sellers stepped in at 08 and 05. Everything above that's pretty much buy side. So sellers, if sellers defend sort of 12s, they're okay. But look, we're very, very bullish in momentum. So anyone selling here, they're just looking for a rotation back down to where this big lot buyer came in. All right, 64. You would expect that to be defended by buyers on a retest. Right, so we're building liquidity out here. So far, you're still seeing absorption. That we've built out another new shelf here. This is why I was trying to protect 92s. You can see this 92s where I stopped out. It's all selling underneath that, and they haven't come back down to 65s yet. Live or funded? I'm trading my Apex accounts today and TPT accounts today, and I'm swing long in a lot of stuff still. But I really wanted one more big wash down in this market. Maybe it comes back into this week, which would be good, and then I'll start accumulating. So I'm still long. Some of these are like 9-month-old, guys, just so you're aware. I'm still long Apple, AMD, Oracle, Meta, Robinhood. I've got a tiny bit on iBit. I'm down 10% on, but I've not got much size. Microsoft, I'm down 5% on. Again, not huge size yet, just waiting for a big shove down. USAR, I'm down 22%, but tiny size, and that's a hedge for me. And I did take some profits. Amazon, I'm down 4.5%. That's probably one of my bigger holdings right now. And Netflix, I'm down 11%. But again, small size, waiting for that drift. Maybe even sub 70s would be ideal. Maybe even sub 70s. We'll see. We'll see what they're willing to do. How many indicators do I use? Well, this is, it might look like a lot. This is just my system. It's all one system. And then it's just volume and VWAP. I could probably trade without this, but this just stops, this like really helps my daily and weekly levels and stops me trying to play against momentum. The chart I just showed us, can I get it in NinjaTrader or Tradeify? What did I just show you? Footprint, like this. You can get this in Tradeify and NinjaTrader, yeah. It's just order flow. Are sellers getting absorbed? Well, they're still in the money, the big sellers right now. Remember, their average price is 605, 05 and 08. Okay, and the buyer keeps stepping in at 96. You're just building out a bit of a range here. This grey box, right? So if they lose this grey box, I would not personally trade this, but if you lose this, you can come down to here. I think they want to clean all this out, honestly, but I wouldn't be shorting this. Look at momentum. Momentum's big upside. Yes, this is a huge level on the options chain. Yes, we've built out volume here, but it would not be surprised. It would be much better if we clean that out, fail above it, build a new shelf out, and then you can trade back down to here. Remember, we're like starting to really have a shove. Make sure you're zoomed out on like what we're seeing on the hourlies. This is why I had to shift momentum to upside today. All right, we have compression here. I really wanted us to just break this and either do this or break it, sweep and reclaim. We didn't. We didn't do it. We left this shitty auction. ES did it very, very well. All right, and now we're going upside into this node here from 2 weeks ago. Think about how many stops we've got here. 1 lot, 2 lot, 3 lot. We've not taken him out yet. That's kind of it. All right, if we get above 25,140, 150, right, we are going to repair these single prints, all right, and come into this node up here dating back to Monday 9th, right, the week of Monday 9th, where we haven't revisited that. This is still a range. We traded to the low of the range. I was looking for a fail breakout or a breakout. We had the fail breakout, but we didn't sweep. So we have to join long for the shove up to the top of the range. If we find acceptance over this, up here, doesn't have to come today. And then sellers must defend this level. If sellers don't defend that level, they're pretty much, you know what? They're in big boy trouble. They're in big boy trouble. Harry Vicious, do I recommend opening an LLC to trade and for taxes? I'm not an accountant, so I don't want to give you bad advice. But yes, I think it would, in my personal opinion, for my own personal journey, I would personally do that. But seek advice from a professional, otherwise I will get sued. Will I fall port on CPI? No, why would I do that? What's volume on the right called? Anchored volume profile. Thank you for your explanation. You're a legend, following you for a month now. When I get money, going to buy the course for sure. Best trade I've ever seen, the way you explain it. Thanks, bruv. You're welcome, Jeffrey. Thanks, man. How much do I make a month? On average, 5 figures. I will be honest with you. I've traded well within my how do I put this? I'm not trading my big size or normal size right now. It is out of choice. It's nothing to do with my ability to read the charts. It's because I know off the charts, I'm having a tough time right now. And I've talked about this many times. My concern is if I have a bad day off the charts and I come and make things worth on the charts, let's say I make a bad decision and I size up and I'm not agile enough to emotionally control myself, and I'll blow everything up. And then off the charts, things will get worse. And then you go into this vortex of bad stuff. All right. And that's talking from experience. I can tell you in 2019, 2020, I was on a big winning streak. And then, well, I might as well talk about it live. I lost my agent and friend to cancer. He was younger than me during COVID. And I had a bit of a breakdown over that. And then I had signed to a pretty big DJ who ended up taking his own life shortly after. And I then found out this is really dark. I then found out he had raped a mentors of mine's fiance. And I struggled, man. And that fucked me up. And I went into a very dark hole. And I didn't want to get up in the mornings, and then I struggled to trade, and then my losses got bigger and bigger, and then I struggled more off the charts, and I went into this vortex of losing 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, losing 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, and off the charts, not wanting to go and do anything with my life. And I'm not willing to go back to that again, right? So at the moment, I'm having to manage myself emotionally off the chart so that I can be here with you. So some of you would have noticed I'm very short-tempered right now. I know I'm short-tempered. I'll be honest with you. I'm in therapy right now. I'm going through the fucking shit right now in my life. It is amazing that I'm even here. And that's like not talking highly of myself. Like, I'm amazed I've been able to keep going on. But I tell you what, this community has been a godsend and a lifeline with what I've been going on. So there you go. There's some examples of what I've gone on in the past, and I can tell you what I'm going through now is even worse. But so I'm limiting my size so that I can cope, because here's where traders go wrong. If you trade too much size, you are less likely to take a stop. All right? Let that sink in. If you trade too much size, you're less likely to take a stop. Because emotionally, it's very easy to stop out if you're down 200, 300, 400, 500, for example. If you are down 5 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand, your brain will say to you, that's too much money, you can't afford to lose it. And you will sit in that trade, or you will do something stupid like add more risk to that trade and make it worse, and you'll lose more money, and then you'll eventually get margin called and you'll blow up. Hey, I'm talking from experience here. This has happened to me many times. It took me a long time to learn it. So when you're going through shit off the charts, you want to make sure you are, really minimizing your risk exposure. Really minimizing your risk exposure. So there you go. That's me trying to be a bit honest with you. Like I said, I've been through the shit, people. I've lost a lot of friends the last few years. It's fucking awful. It's really awful. Anyway, holding the tears back now. This is fun on stream as a grown man. But there we go. Been bottling this up for months. All right, so let's get back to having some fun. So we're basing here in this grey box right now. What's the indicator on the top right called? It's part of my Flowzone Pro, right? It's part of this. It's all part of the Flowzone Pro. You get a version of it for free on when you do my course, or you can upgrade to the pro version. It's all on the website, flowzonetrader.com. All right, if we leave this grey box, maybe there's the wash. All right, but again, you'd be counter trend if you're going to play this. This is counter trend. It's a much harder trade. You'd almost be better off letting this come back into one of these shelves here and finding a bid and going again. But it's up to you. You trade as you want. But like you can see, we've come into our target. I'm out of here at 92s. Remember, I got washed out at 92s. And we're pinned. Like if I show you the GEX levels, we're right into it. when they come. There you go. All right, so this is the levels where dealers are trying to want us under this right now. They really don't want us over that. They'd like that. If we get through this, then this is the next level, right? So if they base here long enough, we'll probably get up into that. Lots of you being very kind. Sorry, I didn't read all the messages. It's, had to take a minute emotionally, catch my breath there. But yeah, love you all. Thanks very much. Is the course for lifetime? Yeah, it's 20 hours on demand. You can watch it as many times as you want, and the Discord is in there as well for lifetime. No monthly fee, nothing like that. No monthly fee. But yeah, hopefully you can take some lessons out of what I've just told you. It's why I tell you, like most days when I come to the charts, like make sure you are fit and able to trade. All right. And if you're not, either don't trade or consider sizing down. All right. Don't trade or consider sizing down. Yeah. And I honestly, guys, I say this from experience. This is all from experience. Like, I've not had an easy life. I've been through the mill. I've made it out the other side. Life isn't easy. Life can be cruel and hard. Like they say, God shows himself in mysterious ways. It's my belief that everything we go through is there for a lesson. We're supposed to learn a lesson. I really think we're on this earth to learn lessons. And, you know, a lot of those lessons will be to do with our ego. All right. If we start losing this now, you can, you know, if you're really adamant on playing the short, you can look for that drop. I will not be playing it. I will not be playing it. Yeah, exactly. It's why, look, positive mental attitude, right? No reason to sort of lull on things. It's really important that we stay focused, that we're positive, that we look after our neighbors, our friends, our family, treat people the way you want to be treated. Stay away from, you know, bad thoughts, bad images, negative comments. Stay away from all that. How old am I? I'm 40. 40. Can I double click on the AVP? Yeah, but it tells you what it is in chat. It tells you, look, I just ticks per row, 2 per row, leave everything else, width 20, placement to right. If it doesn't look like this, it's probably because you're looking at M and Q, not NQ. All right, so if we leave this now, you know, if you're adamant on playing this short, you'd be looking for covers into 960s. Let me see below 960s. Yeah, 965 is where that huge buyer came in. So you would expect buyers will try and support a bid at 965, somewhere around there. So if you're adamant on playing the short here, which I would not be playing like I've talked about, but if you're adamant on playing it, you must be paying yourself into 965, and then you can hold yourself below. But there was in here, right here, that is a 700 lot buyer. All right, and if he's still going to absorb it, this is an important level. So if you're playing this short, you must be covering into there, and then you can hold for a drift below. And if you get the drift below, well, then you'd get the IB to VWAP trade, wouldn't you? The Tyson trade. But just remember your counter trend. It would not surprise me to see this market make new highs today. Yeah, it's a massive lot. It's right here. It was right there earlier. Maybe you guys can see it right here. Into 65, right? And we have some imbalances below. Not to say they can't get below him, but it's to say that you should respect that level, this node here. So what I'd say is respect this guy here if you're adamant on getting that short. So it's leaving that, and it's going to try and drift down. So into low volume node. Remember, they can scoop this at any time that they want, any time that they want to step in. So you'd want it, if you were short, you'd need 25,000 to stay heavy here. You needed to stay heavy. Alex, how good is trading directly on Bookmap? I've never done it, you know. I think it's very, very good, but I've never done it. I think Lucid Flex accounts are great. Yeah, they're really good. You're still, is it 40 or 50% off there for 2 of those accounts using FCT right now? All right, while this comes down, I'm going to get a refill on my coffee, go to the bathroom, splash my face after what I just told you all, reset myself mentally, and then we'll come back and have another go. And how many of you have hit like button? Can we do a giveaway? Let's have a look. All right, let's get the likes. Over half of you haven't hit like. Just smash that like button and we'll give away an Apex account when I get back as well. All right, so I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. All right. Look at that, just shy of where you needed to come to. No, finding a bid just in front of it. So at 65, huge level like we talked about, and people understand that, so they're covering in front of it. All right, so it's the importance of understanding who's in control, where they're in control. All right, 1,000 likes. Thank you, folks. Alex, I tried to purchase an Apex account, but it only allowed me to pay with a credit card, while in the Netherlands you can only have debit. Is it possible to pay with a card? Also, because it doesn't get, you can pay with a debit card. You can 100% pay with a debit card. It just says credit, but you can pay with whatever you want. Guys, we haven't done a giveaway yet. You're all typing it before we've done it. Chill out. Once I start to be okay with hundreds per day, then they can start to be more consistent, profitable. People shooting for big gains fast instead of focusing on good trading. That's just so true, man. Set up over everything, right? Process. All right. All right, so type FCT once in chat. That will get you 90% off right now for Apex. It's the last day you can do it, 90% off. It would get you 40 to 50% off right now. Wow, that's very kind. Who just did that? Thank you for all your teaching and we do for free. I appreciate you coming back every day despite what's going on in your life. Rowan, that's so kind of you. Thank you, my friend. Very, very kind with the super chat. So yeah, type FCT in just once. You don't need to spam it, folks. And we give away an Apex account. If you don't win, you have got a chance today. You've got, you know, until the end of day, really, to get your 90% off. So if you haven't loaded up 20 accounts, not to say you should only be loading up 20 accounts if you've proven yourself. But if you have, then now is the time to do it. They are still bidding here in front of 65s and holding price up. So I'd still be looking for a cover down into these 65s and lower. All the time you're protecting sort of 95 now. All right, so 95. So this shelf's kind of changed. It's like this now, isn't it? You could argue here, but I think here. So shorts are trying to hammer in here. Remember, the long is the main play at the right moment. Shorts are trying to get this move. They're trying to exit here, retest this, come down to here. Buyers will want to absorb in here somewhere. If buyers fail to absorb here, right, if they fail 65s, then there's a good chance we come 18s. And by the time we get there, you might have view up somewhere there or thereabouts. If buyers reabsorb and reclaim this, then I think we still have low-hanging fruit up here to come for. Right, but I'm out of everything now. Made money on that drive, right? Made my money on that drive. If they reclaim here, you want to be very careful. You do not want to see this reclaim sort of 95s here. Technically, you could risk the other side of this box. So technically, if you were short at 95, technically you could risk sort of 16s or 17s. All right. So technically, if you're short here, to give you an example, you could risk here looking for this and this. But like I said, it's counter trend. If they reclaim, for me, it's very dangerous because it's got low hanging fruit up here to come for. That's why I said I won't be taking a short today. I think it's too risky. But you guys need to manage your own positions. I'll just teach you as the best I can. Okay, let's choose a winner here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Blaze Gaming. Are you here, Blaze Gaming? There you go. It looks like it's going to run everyone out and come for that low-hanging fruit. Blaze Gaming. Let me know you're here, Blaze Gaming. Yeah, nice, man. All right, Blaze. I will sort you out with a free Apex account. All I'd ask from you is email me info@flowzonetrader.com and send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube so I know it's you. That's all you got to do. Lost to PA with the most stupid mistake, like you said earlier, sizing up most stupid. Yeah, honestly, it's what most traders do too quick. They size up. I've been there, mate. I've been there on evals, but I've been there with real money. Trust me. Trust me. So you don't need size in this market, all right? Look. Let's say you were long from 70s. Where was 70s? Down here somewhere, wasn't it? Like 150 odd points, right? Even if you got 100 points, even if you just got to here, all right? 1 micro, $200, 10 accounts, 4 grand. Do that every day of the year, million. Literally, just shy of $1 million, right? Don't need big size in a market which is giving you multiple 100-point opportunities. Earn the right to size up. Be willing to slow down. I have to tell myself that all the bloody time. What copy do I recommend? For me, affordable indicators. That's what I use. Yeah, I'll find you a link so you can get a discount. D-Man, welcome to the team. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge and your struggles. It takes courage to do that. Can I ask a question? How do I create a strategy? I haven't got one and I feel lost. That's a really good question. You need to learn, my opinion, you need to understand what type of trader you want to be. And that might depend on your personality. It might depend on your time that you're in the market, like what time of day can you come to the market. Could depend on lots of things. Your strategy should be based on what market environment you like to trade. For example, you will see me try and leave range rotation a lot. I try and leave it. I can trade it. It's just not my favorite. I love either a failed breakout or a breakout. That's where I think like the best trades for me happen. So I try and focus on those. So if you're looking for a strategy, all right, maybe you're a range trader and maybe you're just going to be like, well, I'm going to buy auctions, failed auctions at lows and take it back into point control and the other side of the range, all right, which is what we did yesterday. And look, if you look at that same move today, pre-market failed, came back to the lows, back to the mid top side of range. For me, I'm waiting to see expansion over the range to continue, right? So it's first of all understanding your personality. Like, what do you like to trade? Do you like pullbacks? Do you like breakouts? Do you like failed breakouts? And then it's defining stuff around that. Now, within that, you can obviously look at stuff like, I think the easiest trades, I've always said, I think the easiest trades are either failures, auction failures, IB to VWAP, or like we had, was it yesterday or the day before, we had an IB expansion. Can't remember now. Let's have a look. Yesterday. Or initial balance expansion. All right. So this tells me we're going to trade lower. This is why I'm going to defend this and try and trade lower. All right. So this creates rules for me that I know what I'm looking to do. So it's hard to explain, but basically you need something rule-based that suits you first, and then you sort of adjust around that. Hope that makes sense. But I would focus on, if you're a newer trader, focus on pro trend, which has been hard to trade recently because we don't really have one. But if you understand the conditions, right, the market's higher time frame, the market is doing one of three things, isn't it? If I just come up here, higher time frame, the market is either in an uptrend, is going sideways, or is in a downtrend, right? Currently, we're in a sideways model. But if we're in an uptrend, right, if this is a daily or a weekly or a monthly, I'd be focusing on longs, trying to trade from here to here, partial there, here to here, partial there. If we're in a range, right, then you want to be fading the highs or failed breakouts and buying the lows. So at the highs, you're looking lower time frame, something that does something like this, back to the lows. And at the lows, you're looking at something that does that, back to the mid and the highs, all right? So TP in the mid and try and get back to the high. In the downtrend, once we leave volume trap, you're looking to pay short on a retest. Short in here, higher time frame. So lower time frame in there, you might be looking for some form of trap, and we play short. So this is what you'd look for in there, all right? And that would be the pro trend, the pro trend, the pro trend, all right? So try and like limit yourself. Like I always talk about when I talk about golf is a game, not a game of perfect, right? If you're new to playing golf, don't get the driver out. Right? Just don't. All right. If you want to practice trying to play a full-blown reversal with huge size, you're going to blow up. All right. But if you're going to practice, hey, we've broken out. Look at this. This is what Alex did today. Let me just zoom this out to make it make sense. Hey, we're breaking out of previous week's value. We held previous week's value area low. We're breaking out. I'm going to now look for a pullback into this node. I didn't chase it. We're waiting for a pullback into this node to try and take out the stops, right? So I'm playing what I think could now be a pro trend, at least in this market, back up to the top side of this range, right? Failed breakdown, breakout, pullback, long. That makes sense? That's why I'm long only today at this point. This morning I was short only because we were rejecting this. And I was seeing if we could reject this. We couldn't reject it. There's the failed breakdown. It would have been much better if we did this. Remember, we just drew that out. Breakout, pullback, hold the top of the range, going to go to the other side. All right, so limit yourself to a condition and try and trade within that condition. If that condition isn't there, don't trade. Don't trade. If that condition isn't there, don't trade. This is why traders get fucked up when they're like, oh, it's a fair value gap. It's inverse value gap. We're going to do... Shh. You haven't even stopped to look at the condition of the market. You haven't even stopped to look at the condition of the market. You've just decided, oh, it has to do this because some man told me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Condition of the market matters. Bro. Exactly. I'm part of Blood, Sweat and Scouts with Fabio and Deep Charts, and they're awesome. But personally, been here with Alex because I like his trading style. It's more my type, and it's free. Nice. Fabio's awesome, though, man. Incredible trader. You're talking about one of the best traders in the world right there. Well, the best. Not necessarily size-wise, but... Trade Diaries by Manav. Thanks, Alex. Done for the day. Nice. Peter, if we keep previous day value area low and previous week value area low without a grab, like today, does that mean we need to pick it up later for tomorrow? Previous, what did you say? Previous value area low. Down here. It doesn't mean we have to. But like I said, this was a really bad auction, which is why I thought we'd clean it up. Right? Remember yesterday we played short. I was short here on stream. I was short here in Discord. I thought we'd clean it up. I then thought, okay, we're going to clean it up now. We still didn't clean it up. Alex is wrong. Get your ego out of it, Alex. Okay, it's not a great auction, but you're wrong. It doesn't matter what I think. I'm wrong. Right? I'm willing to admit I am wrong. We didn't want to clean that up. Can we come for it tomorrow? Maybe. But at the moment, we have to think about if we're going to base up here, if we're going to start basing up here, what becomes more likely draw right now? I'd say these stops. And what happens if we bust these out? Well, we have single prints in here. And what happens if we break that? Well, we're going to reprice very quickly to this supply, right? Naked. All right, so this feels more probable right now. Doesn't have to do it. You know, maybe they put in a lower high here. Maybe you're right. They come right back down. I don't know. But at the moment, it feels more like they're at least going to come for this. And then the question is this or this. Just like here, what was that? Friday, just like Wednesday. All right, but these are single prints in here. We have been there twice, but we still have some above that we can run through. Okay, so back above, they did the old trap, didn't they? The old inverse head and shoulders, like I said. So I wouldn't be short, personally. You almost got your 65s. If you were a dick for a tick, you know, you missed it by 2 points. And look where they want to come. Like I said, it's a good chance they do a trap. I thought they'd come down this, do this, like we talked about, inverse head and shoulders. This is so often the bear trap, and they're going to try and run all these now, folks. It's where they're going to try and come through. So they're going to try and get up to 58s and 67s, and then we have a block here, and maybe even 25,140. For FID levels, what would I look for retracements? As in how deep? Like, so if you're looking for a trap, 30% is all it's going to probably do. All right, so this probably, off this swing point, just did it. Oh, God. Let's get rid of this. Here's my fib. All right, 30, so there you go. That's a very common bull flag area, so that you understand that. Right, when we're in a strong auction, a trap and a bull flag, we go over this in my course, right? 30 is a very, very common area. When we're looking for a deep wash and a value bid, all right, we're looking more like 50 and 61s, right, for golden pocket. For example, the first move today, this is more likely going to be 50 and 61s. There you go, 50. So when we're looking for a deep pullback into a value area, this is what we're looking for. When we're looking for a bull flag and a trap, 30 is what we're looking for. I'll go over all that in a 20-hour course. People don't understand that. Everyone will, if you're sit here waiting for a 61% pullback, you're not going to get it. There's no reason for it to do it. What anchored? This is just the standard one. All right, it's in here in drawing tools. Projections, anchored volume profile. Right, and then I put it on manually each day. It's not automated. I put it on manually each day at 9:30. Am I going to take any more trades? Well, I'm not going to be long because I would now be, think about what we're looking at. If I'm long up here, if we'd come down here and trapped here, you know, maybe, but I don't want a long premium, right? So this is now deemed fair value for today, but on the previous week, this is deemed premium price. I don't want a long up here. My exposure is not very good, is it? So we wanted a long here, didn't come. We're willing to play this. We had 3 or 4 goes. We got it. Knocked me out. All right. Haven't re-added in. Maybe got caught teaching, but discount, prices are down here. This is now premium prices. Can we go higher? Yes. Is this a good long opportunity? No. No, it's not. It's a bad... Think about what we say. This is paying 150 grand, all right, for the Rolex. When this morning, you could have bought it for 50, and here you could have bought it for 100, all right? So we tried to buy it for 50. It went without us. So we ended up buying it for 100, but it's now worth 150. We don't want to buy it for 150 because in an hour's time, it might be worth 100 again. Right? That's not to say it can't be worth 200, but the risk reward, the chances of it being worth 200 start going down. We want it to be worth 200 if we buy it for 50 or 100. We don't want to buy it for 150 now. Does that make sense? QQQ into that 608. So we're stuck between 607, 608. Next level 610. Alex, please play a song live on stream. Would like to see the reaction. Oh, you want me to play your songs live on stream? The ones you sent? I still haven't listened to them. Sorry, Jake. Today I've made some decent money because of your data. I'm not here for the signals and I'm listening all the time. Thank you very much. You're welcome. State of Union speech will take the markets back to highs with the company with the great fundamentals. That's a fact. Okay, listen. You might be right, but saying that's a fact, it's not a fact because it hasn't happened. And I would say you want to be very careful for your own sake saying stuff like that. I don't care, but that is how we get bias, right? You're delivering a bias because you think it has to do something. You've got to be flexible in trading and understand. You might want to say, I think this is probable, but the moment you start telling yourself it's a fact, and your ego gets in the way, and the moment it doesn't do that is where you get yourself caught. I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but when we start saying things like it's a fact before it's happened, you want to be careful. But yeah, that speech is tonight at 8 o'clock. Did longs get caught on top? I haven't. I've stopped looking because I've been talking to you guys. Let's get back, shall we? Should we get back and look? Yes, like 40s. A 91 lot got caught at 40s. Right up here. So they bought 40s and above. And there's your point of control. This is where the sellers got stuck. 08s. Right. So sellers got stuck at 08s back at this POC. 08s and 06s. But yeah, there were some buyers caught up there into 40s for sure. I agree. Help me make some money today. My first day trading with you, but I'm coming back to you. Thank you. Oh, nice. Thanks, man. Alex, do I journal? Any tips for the best use of journal, not just writing random stuff? Yeah, definitely. So there's lots of things you want to journal that you probably are not journaling. So are you meaning specifically to trading, I'm assuming? These are the things you want to trade. You want to journal. How did you feel at the start of the day? All right, notice how you felt. What trades did you put on, and what were you looking for? What was your analysis, and what trades did you take? How did you feel before taking that trade, if you can remember? How did you feel taking that trade? How did you feel when that trade finished? And then go and look at that trade, mark it up. Was it an A trade, a B trade, a C trade, or was it no trade at all and you just clicked a button? You need to be looking at both whether you're taking good trade setups, but how you feel when you're taking the trades. The main thing I would look for as well, if you're uncomfortable, why are you uncomfortable? Are you overexposed? Do you just not have the confidence yet and it's a really good trade setup and you're a newer trader and you need to build that confidence? Are you taking an invalid trade? You're clicking a random button, so you're nervous because you know you shouldn't be in that trade. Are you on tilt? If you're on tilt, what are your triggers to get you on tilt? For me, I know my tilt triggers from years of journaling, too many break-evens, and watching trades go without me. Not even on the same day. Delta. It happened 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, yesterday, again today. I'm aware of it. I'm taking a lot of break-evens right now you know, too many break evens and something go without me, and you know the tilt starts. You saw it yesterday. I'm fidgety in the trade. I'm fidgety out the trade. My feet start going. I start tapping. My voice starts coming up. These are signals to me. Hey, Alex, you need to back the fuck off the charts right now. Just sit back. Even if you miss it, sit back, because the probability of taking a successful trade when you've got tilt factors in you is very low. All right, because you're not using your logical brain, your emotional brain starting to step in, right? So if you're chasing a trade, your emotional brain's making that decision, because your logical brain, let's think about here, right? I was all logic. Let's think about here. I was logic, all right? We're looking for the continuation short. We stop out. We wait for the pullback. It doesn't come. So I leave this. I ignore this, all right? I don't give in to the emotional brain, which might have worked. In this case, it would have worked. The chase would have worked. But then what you're doing is rewarding yourself. You're telling your brain's going to tell the logical brain, hey, when we chase, we get paid. It's okay to chase. No, I'm not going to fucking program that in, right? I'm going to program in, come back down, and I'm going to start buying in a good zone and paying myself. Otherwise, all right, if you've taught your brain to be emotional and chase here, and you've got away with it here, well, what happens when your emotional brain goes, oh yeah, well, we can chase again because we've already proved that, and this goes like that? Right? We don't give in to the emotional brain. So you need to understand, you know, what's driving you, what you're feeling. A lot of people fail to journal what they feel. What you feel is important so you can control it. Anthony, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Welcome from Cuba. Welcome, welcome. Is a long still valid? I mean, if you're holding, yeah, I mean, I like this less and less now, right? So if we think about what we just talked about, we're back to these levels. The buyers have got caught at the 40s. Sellers keep piling in here, trying to force a breakdown. If sellers get the breakdown after trapping these buyers, and we fill these imbalances and wash under, we're going to come and test 65. If we lose 65 and 40s, we're going to come all the way down to 900s. I don't know if you can see that. I might need to move it up. All right, so sellers, we now have a buyer caught at higher day. So this auction at higher day might be the end of the auction, all right? If sellers take over here like they are attempting to, they will look to close underneath 96s and then come and test out down this 64. If this buyer has now exited and all these pops and he's not here at 64, then we are likely to trade right back into towards 900, which on your screen looking at would be like this. All right, we have a buyer trapped up here at 40s. Right, if we fail this, they're going to look to attempt to trade back down into here. If we can't find a bid here, we are going to trade right back into here somewhere. All right, back into value. If the buyers manage to hold this, they're going to try and let this guy at 40s out and come and clean all this out. Again, I personally would not be buying up here, and if you're selling it, you're the counter trend seller. It's the hardest trade in the book is the counter trend, especially right now because you've got liquidity up here that wants to come and take. Once we take that, if we fail, that's a much easier trade. Much easier trade once we take it all, because it's got less reason to drive higher. All right, if it fails, it's got less reason to drive higher. If it bases, we can re-long all the way up here. All right, if this market is willing to get above this, we can then get a new long up here. I don't really want to trade in this right now. I just would rather let it do whatever it wants to do. Think about the action we had. Aggressive, pullback, hold, aggressive, now sideways. Who cares? For me, who cares? That's how I think. Who cares? It can do what it wants. Let it do what it wants. Let it rebuild out. I'd rather be bullish on this than bearish, but I wouldn't be bullish on this up here. I wouldn't want to buy the most premium price. And you're also now trading around point of control for the day. Two trades and I'm done until tomorrow, anniversary day, so I'm going to focus on that. Copy trading P&L 30,075. Nice, man, Dave. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to buy me lunch with that today. Appreciate you. Lots of traders here wouldn't have seen your copy of Tilt last year. You left it and built back your losses. It was a great lesson to watch. Yeah, that was, what, like October last year or maybe even earlier. Yeah, maybe you guys didn't see that. I was trading on Ninja. I think I had 10 accounts at the time. And it kept reversing my trades. Or like leaving, I can't remember, left ghost orders. I think I was trying to get short and it kept buying it back. And yeah, anyway, I managed to get out. I hit max loss. I just took the lick. I just closed it as quick as I could once I realized, logged out. I think I was down like 700-800 an account. And I did not fight back. I was like, all right, guys, I'm on Tilt. I'm done. I'll come back tomorrow. And I think it took me 3 days to make that money back. So yeah, self-control, not always easy, but important. Really important. Do I know Mr. Wobbles or Honeycomb? Have you done any shows with them? Never heard of them, Troy. Never heard of them. What do I think about shorting the gap? The new week opening gap? What, into 25,072s? Is that, oh no, this is the gap here, right? 66s. Look, it's an area where we might fail in, but, you know, structurally, we're still moving up, right? There's nothing bearish structure in this yet. We're just at like a very premium price where buyers might get trapped, but there's nothing shifted. You've not left, we've not moved away aggressively yet. So for me, no short. For you, what edge advantages do human have over bots trading in algorithms? Probably none. None. Other than being able to like think for themselves. Probably none. If you like, I'm sure some of the very advanced bots are very, very, very good. You can't compete with them. But I'm talking about like the institutional bots. I'm not talking about people playing a EMA algorithm and doesn't fucking care. There's no advantage in that. But I'm talking about, you know, when you're seeing bots which can see like micro divergences and high frequency trading and arbitrage and stuff like that. We don't have an advantage over that. The one thing we have an advantage over is bots are reactive. And like if you could plan for a black swan event and you were prepared, a bot probably is not prepared for that because it's going to trade like reactive. If you were prepared for an event, you could get in ahead of the bot for that event, for example. So like if you saw politically, I don't know, if you understood that this year we're having a drought somewhere and it was going to cause corn or cacao to have like, you know, a lack of supply, then you could position yourself long in that before that hit the news, for example, something like that, where you're using, you know, fundamental data before a bot uses it. Head and shoulders now. I mean, maybe, but we've not moved away yet. You need, guys, if you're adamant on the short, you need to see the market move away from here. You're not seeing that, all right? And even if you do see it, you're going to have to respect these levels, right? If this does dive, you're going to have to respect these levels here. So you want to see that if you're adamant on the short. Otherwise, you're just guessing the high right now. You need to see it move away from this volume. Once you see it start to leave the volume, short. If you want to trend, play that counter trend, TP1, TP2, like I said, VWAP's getting up into this node here, you know, possibly. But right now, I'm not seeing it. You're in the look above and fail of IB. So you guys are all playing this. Just for me, it's just too slow. It's too slow around here. New here, you trade price action. Is that volume profit profile you mean? You look like my girlfriend's boyfriend. Yeah, I trade price action, mate, mainly based on volume and key levels. Keep your head out. I've been trading with you since Christmas and have been extremely profitable. I've taken what I've learned and used it in the London pre-market. Amazing, man. Congratulations. Thanks for the super chat. Does the course show you how to mark out the grey boxes? Yeah, the volume and order flow course does. What can I get for lunch for $10 in LA? Half a sandwich, maybe. How do you trade 10 accounts at the same time? Well, you can trade as many accounts at the same time as you want using a trade copier. You had any mentor, Alex, or you learned all by yourself? I mainly learnt by myself, mate. I paid, like you guys, I would have paid for a lot of courses and Discord rooms, and most of them taught me how not to trade. I'm not going to badmouth them, but I picked up some flipping terrible habits from other traders. I mean, they weren't traders. I can give you a list of people that I think are legit. If you want to like know people I think are legit, like Nate at Investors Underground, great trader. Stephen Ducks, great trader. A guy called JJ, you can go and watch JJ. He has his own room as well. He trades mainly big caps, sometimes small caps, but mainly big caps. Great trader. JJ Ryan. Who else? Who else are really good? Let me have a think to go through. I've stopped following a lot of people. I don't really trade small caps anymore. And these are all the guys I used to trade with. Ricky Analog, he doesn't post anymore. Great trader. Kagmali for swings, great trader. Elkwood, but you won't learn from him, but I used to talk to him directly. I mean, I was going through some of my stuff last night. I trade you a conversation that I'll tell you a conversation that helped change my trading career. It was very like I'd taken a massive loss. It was with Brian Lee. I don't know if any of you know Brian. All right, you're starting to lose that volume now. So this is key now. Do you see this move down to here? And so if you're short now that you've left this, if you're short now, you'd want all reactions into 25,007 and ideally below to be sold into, and you'd be taking some profit into this big player at 65, and then you'd be looking for this node down here. All right, so if you're now short, now you're seeing that exit. If you took that breakaway, now you can look for this play. All right, you do not want them to protect this. You want to trade into 65s and below. What was I saying? Yeah, so I took some big losses in small cap world, and I can tell you now, like some of the conversations I used to have, like if any of you know Brian Lee, I've got like a Twitter conversation with him here from probably 4, 5, 6 years ago, where he rightly gave me a bollocking. I needed a bollocking, and he spoke some hard truths to me, just like I speak to you guys about like sizing and stops, like when I've sized up too quickly and not been able to take it. And yeah, there are some fantastic traders out there who've helped me along the years, but not that many with like courses and stuff. It's mainly just it's time on the screen, guys, more than anything. It's time on the screen. Okay, here comes the drift. Let me zoom in here for. So 65 still the big level, right? 65 where that big buyer came in, 680 lot earlier. You have imbalances, right? If you wash 65, you might get a wash down to 43s pretty quick. And if they start losing 40s, I think you will trade back into 900s. So your TP1 is here, and then TP2 is down into here, folks, right? And that would be the IB to VWAP. And now we've left volume. It's much, much better. But you must pay yourself some here in case they save it. All right, please, please, folks. Do we get stuck at those gamma levels? Yeah, so you want this to stay heavy now, 95. You want dealers, ideally, to protect this. You've got to be careful with here. You want dealers to protect that. TP1, TP2. All right. Simple as I can make it for you. Alex, in your opinion, do too many traders romanticize trading instead of looking at it by a means to an end? I don't know, man. I can't talk on behalf of other people. But, you know, I do think it's a really good question. I do think we look at the upside of trading too much. Okay, so if we break down, like, why do we all trade? Why do we all trade? Freedom, right? Freedom. Getting out of like the 9 to 5 sort of trap, potential trap. Extra money provides freedom. In charge of your own hours provides freedom. Your own boss, you don't answer to anyone, provides freedom. All right, so that's why we trade. Okay, you're going to want to see this. Ideally, reject 95s. You could potentially risk all the way up into this node 25,000 and 15s, but definitely don't want it over that. We're protecting this last block here at the moment. So you will need to see failed follow through. If you are short, I'm going to get back to this question. If you are short, you must see failed follow through somewhere in here for this. If you see failed follow through, you're good. If they start reclaiming this node, you want to get out of that way. What we don't talk about when we talk about trading, so the question was about romanticizing it, so we talk about the reasons we trade. What about the things that get in our way? The things that stop us trade, like, well, have an impact on our life? How about the way you're going to assess risk is going to change forever? You're never going to look at anything the same way again. How about you're going to be alone for a lot of your times? Okay, we have communities like this, but you have no real social contacts when you're on the screens, all right? You are a one man, one woman locked in, you know, kind of show. It's a good rejection there so far, right? So you have no contact, so your social communication goes down. How about no one, or 95% of the people that you talk to, will never understand what it feels like to take that loss, will never understand what it feels like to hit that winner, will never understand that constant feeling of assessing the market. How many of you are now addicted to your phone? How many of you have gone for a walk with your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever it is, and you're on your phone? What's the market doing? What's the market doing? What's the market doing? Especially in futures, even worse. You'll look at news in a different way now, all right? You'll be looking for the smoke and mirrors. You'll be looking for edge all the time instead of just relaxing into life and enjoying life. How about your ability to, well, your probability of constantly having some form of stress and anxiety in you, all right? Constant stress and anxiety without you realizing, because you're not going to a job that you don't give a fuck about, pardon my French, and going like, well, my boss is a dick, but you know what? I get paid at the end of each month and then I walk away and I don't care what he's got to say because after this, I'm going to the pub with my mates. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to sit here and you are what you kill, you eat, right? You only take home what you kill. So that's another pressure, right? The pressure of knowing that you are not in a linear path upwards of like, oh, you get promotion, a bit more money, you move job, a bit more money. No, we are like this. The waves. And with those waves comes big emotional swings. The highs are so high and the lows are so fucking low, aren't they? How many of you have, you know, cried yourself to sleep because you've blown up? You know, maybe it's for you guys, hopefully you're lucky and it's prop firm counts. For me, it was real fucking money getting stuck into some Chinese squeezes back in the day, you know, and just not being able to stop out, like bad discipline, and then hating myself and looking at myself in the mirror. And this one's a positive and a negative at the same point. Trading will teach you the most about yourself more than any other thing. You don't think you're greedy? Try trading. You don't think you've got fear? Try trading. You don't think you have anxiety? Try trading. You think you're in control of your ego? Try trading. Because I guarantee you none of those things exist because we're human and you have to learn all those things. So romanticize about it? For sure. We all want like the nice watch, the nice car, the nice house. Reality is to get there, you got to go through the shit. Right, you gotta go through the shit. So yeah, maybe we do romanticize it about it a little bit. Can you trade 10 accounts in a Roth IRA? I wouldn't know. I don't know. Probably depends who you trade with. I just trade one singular swing account for my we call it an ISA in the UK. You could have an ISA account, a SIP account, and then you could have as many individual accounts as you want. But I don't know if you could do that within a Roth IRA. What's been my max loss after I've been more disciplined? Probably like 10 or 15,000. If I'm honest, I've still taken some big licks. Not happy with myself when I've done it, but I've fucking done it, and that's a loss of discipline when that's happened, for sure. What do I think about the resistance or the volume area? Oh, sorry, volume value area from plotting the whole range from October. Yeah, I mean, we've left that. These were the killer shorts that we took earlier in the year, right? We've left. You might be newer here. We've left this. All right, so these are the areas, right? That was the look above and fail. That was the retest. We failed. We cannot reclaim that right now. All right. If we reclaim, don't want to move that. If we reclaim this old naked point of control, right? If we start getting back above this, right, then I think a squeeze is on. I know that we've got trap volume here, but this will be multiple attempts to try and break down. And if we reclaim that, then an all-time high squeeze is potentially on. I don't want to see the market do that. I would much rather see downside pressure, but only because I'm greedy and I want to pick up some stuff cheap, right? That's the only reason why. So still not reclaiming this level here. So you got back through 95s, but it's still rejecting point of control. So this is still being protected. This can still play out, folks. This can still play out down to here, but you do not want to see it back above this. Back above this, you're opening up a new squeeze. Let me just check. SPY now starting to base over 685. All right, so the longer it's here, it's already through its 5-day. Mean reversion to 20-day will be 88.50s, 50 days at 87s, and I tell you what, the 90s is up there as a cool wall. And we're stuck between the 608, 607 again on QQQ. Alex, I've seen and watched a bunch of traders since I started 2 weeks ago learning the markets. Your explanations are on point. Thanks. I'm sticking with you. Thanks, man. Do I not think human discretion has an edge over bots or traders? Yeah, like for sure. That's kind of what I was getting at, I guess. Like we can plan for stuff and have an understanding of like more political environments, but eventually they're going to have all that. You just got to understand your ability to execute is slower. It's going to be slower, but we can position, potentially position earlier. I don't know, man. I don't create these bots, but what I do know is like the technology is unbelievable right now. You notice I seem to move my stop in the money quickly. What's your reasoning? Only, no, that's not true. It's only true when the market's like in a balance and making its mind up. Once we start breaking away, all right, and I know that I'm good, I can leave my stop here once we start breaking away. But like if we're doing, so for example, earlier, we trapped here, we came down, we had the long, we took a TP, I took the stop because there's just as much chance they fail. I don't know if we're going to set a lower high there and fail. Then we have another go, come back down, same trade. And then this time, now I can see that we've got enough shorts trapped. So I'm long here, stops underneath this swing. We expand, and then I move my stop to 92 because it was based on, where's this node? This guy here somewhere, this low volume node. All right, so I move my stop here and get knocked out. I don't chase it up at that point. Once I'm right, and then I let it base out, and then I see a node develop and I put it under the node. I'm always trying to use structure to defend my areas. When we're in here, I have to be careful because if we have structure here with buyers trapped and we have structure here with sellers trapped, I don't want to get dunked under. So I'm going to have multiple attempts until I know I'm right. It's just how I trade. I guess it's just how I trade. What's the Ninja Trader add-on called? Yeah, Send it to you. Twin Peaks. Market's just gone to sleep. Same as me. What's a cool rule? Just a resistance level, basically, for options. For their hedging. What would I consider a good copy of trader platform? Again, I said earlier, I use affordable indicators. I think they're pretty stable. If there is a systematic edge, then an unemotional automation will harvest it better, but humans will adapt to change when the edge changes. Yeah, exactly. NQ's a mess. I mean, we're just in balance, right? We're just trying to get out of the previous week's balance. We're testing the edge of the previous week's balance. You go on, just understand where we are. We're testing the edge of the previous week's balance. All right, if we get over that, we're going to test these stops. All right, and then it can either fail breakout or we can break out and run up through these single prints. Right, so that's what I'm now waiting for. I'm now not interested. All right, I was willing to play short here, and I wanted to play long there. I didn't give it. We played the pullback. We'll come to the other side of it. Now I'm waiting. Do we do this, or do we poke and fail and come back down? I don't care which we do. I will just have to wait for it now because I don't have edge where we are right now for me. Jay Ventura, thank you, my friend. What does it mean when I tell myself in my head about a trade and I don't take it, but I am greedy, but I still don't take it and end up win every time? What do you mean? What does it mean when I tell myself in my head about a trade and I don't take it? I'm greedy, but I still don't take it and I end up with a win. I don't really understand what you're saying there. It sounds like you're seeing a trade and you're not executing your trade. I don't understand the greedy bit. What made me move to LA from the UK? My wife took a job role here. Gee, I've been watching many for the last 5 years, but quite frankly, you do put on the table the best explanation I've heard. Quite impressive, Alex. Thank you for your dedication. You're welcome. Which is better, easier, stocks or futures? They're just different. Honestly, I think there's more edge in stocks, but you have to understand it's not in one singular stock, right? So if you're going to trade stocks, you're going to need lots more tools and remembering this is where it gets hard. It's remembering the levels. So different stocks have different personalities. You're going to have to understand that personality. Some are very, very heavily exposed to options. Some are not. You have to understand the float, the short float. You know, are they cash cows? Are they going to absolutely rinse you with ATMs and warrants? Like, what are you going after? Are you going to be long biased? Are you going to be short biased? Are you going to be both? Once you understand that, then you've got to understand what play you're looking at. So for me in small cap land, I was pretty much always short bias. And when I was in big cap land, I was more long bias, right? So then you're going to need scanners, all right? So you're looking for new scanners. What's moving that stock? So let's say it's a small cap. What's moving that stock? Okay, it's going to be some bullshit press relief. Oh, we've cured cancer. Of course you have. And then you're going to go and have a look at the financials of that stock, all right? And then you're going to have to go and see like how many bag holders are there in that? Is it hard to borrow, right? All these other factors come into it, and then you make your decision to play it. And the same, with the mega caps. Mega caps are more like futures. You're just waiting for, them to come into key levels. But obviously, when we're trading NQ, we're looking at 100 stocks really. Right, when we're trading the S&P, we're looking at 500. When you're looking at the DJ, you're trading 30, right? So when you're trading a single stock, you only have to worry about that single stock. Okay, maybe it's part of a basket and it might have, relative strength in that basket, but really you're only focused on that single stock, and that's where the edge comes. But Man, I got sick and tired of looking at, you know, my scanners every day. Like, what's the Momo up? What's the Momo down? What's the day two? What's the T+2 squeeze? It just became too much. So I quite enjoy doing this and then swinging. I think there's a lot of edge in swinging stocks. You ever think about streaming on Discord also with way much latency? Yeah, but I have a Discord and it's private, and so then I can see all you guys. How many trades do I take per week? There's probably 3 to 5 a day. That's probably how it works out. 3 to 5 a day. Have you used NinjaTrader order flow market depth map? I use a third party. I use a third party version. Finally passed my funded account after 4.5 months. Well done. I'm upset that I did not take that winning trade, so I at end of day and not trade anymore. I'm a little angry about it. If you've missed a trade, just don't worry about it. Market will set something else up. Like you see, like I don't care about any. Look at the difference. All right, if you can take a lesson out of this, look at the difference. Right. Fail breakdown, squeeze, pull back. All right, we're long. Market's going to search for new balance. So we're going to play the imbalance to balance. There's the imbalance that we play. All right, we get a really nice trade here over a number of minutes. Now everyone's fighting over bollocks. All right, we don't fight over this. Like, let everyone else become the liquidity. I say it all the time. We want these, right? We want these. I would have loved that, but it wouldn't pick me up. We don't want to trade this. Or me personally, I shouldn't be speaking for you guys. I don't want to trade this. All right, I like it when a market has finished building all of this and starts ripping faces. All right, and that's when it's more fun to trade for me personally. Best thing about futures is leverage. The worst thing about futures is leverage. Well, that's why you can trade micros, right? Did any point in your trading career did you hesitate to take trades? Yeah, man. Of course. Of course. Like, absolutely. And then what happens after you hesitate? You lose the best point of entry and then you chase. Like, of course, at some point you've got to put risk on, right? At some point you have to put risk on the trade. Like, you can't make money without putting risk on. So that hesitation's coming. You need to train yourself into that. The best way to do it, understand your strategy, understand what you're trying to do, start with sim, then go tiny, tiny, tiny size. Build up the memories, all right? You don't just go on a bench press and be like, right, 300 pounds, let's go, my skinny little ass. No, you build up, all right? It's the same with this. You build up that muscle memory. Small caps, futures are definitely easier than small caps, way less volatile and calmer. Yeah, but like there's more edge in a small cap. There is more edge in a small cap. Maybe not nowadays. They've been a bit shite, but there's a lot of edge. You know, if you've got a ton of bag holders in a small cap and it's gapping up 1,000% on a load of bollocks. I mean, historically, maybe not now. I haven't looked for many years, but a day too short on a small cap is like some of the easiest plays you would have back in the day. Smells like Ross Cameron talking. Yeah, except I was taking trades the other side of Ross. I wasn't pumping and selling on my room. I was waiting for Ross to sell on his room and getting short. When you're trading small caps, did you ever trade with Ross? No, like I said, I traded against him. I've talked about this in the interview with Austin. There was a group of us who had a room together. Some of them are now, at least 2 or 3 of them are now gone to S&B Capital. But in that room, we used to pay for Warrior Trading, right? We used to pay for his live stream and we used to host it in our Discord where we could all listen together. And what we would do is wait for Ross to get out of position and shove a shitty little small cap up into a key area, all right, where we knew bag holders were, and then we knew he would start dumping on his room, and we would be taking the other side of the position. We would be shorting on his exits, right? And that's what we used to do. That was just one play we used to do. Is the Discord free? Well, sort of. If you do the beginner to advanced course, it comes with this. Alex, I've been trading for 30 years. I can tell you the real deal. Yeah. I'm an old man as well, mate. Been around the block. Been trading for 5 years, all the products you can imagine, seen most of the corners of YouTube and Twitter. Alex, one of the only legit ones, and he does it for a large audience as well. Thank you. Which platform do you use to track news? Financial Juice. Financial Juice. Man, this chart keeps jumping around, trying to read all these questions. Sorry, guys, so many of you have questions here. I'm trying to get through them all. If I miss them, I'm sorry. What are small caps? They're companies with very small, well, often very small floats. And I'll try and see what's moving today. I can give you an example. What is moving today? You can get a little scanner up here. Screeners. We want a small market cap here. What's this one? AACG. It's not moved enough. So you're looking for a small cut market cap with small float. Because they've got a small market cap and a small float, they can gap up quite big. Let's go for market cap under 300. And let's go for price under 15. Is there any way of... Let's go for short float. Over 10%. And let's go for a relative volume. Over 2. See if there's anything in here. Okay, so here's one. CLVT. Why is... No, that market cap's massive. What is that on about? Get out of it. He's drawing in the billions. Where's the millions? Bed Bath and Beyond, maybe? All right, that's the type of moves you get in some of these. All right, bag holder central. This was like a COVID stock. I used to short this all the time back in COVID. All right, so these are kind of wild moves you get. Look at these fucking COVID squeezes, right? And since then, everyone bought the top, all retail bought the top, and we're just rotating back down. So every single pop sold into, every pop sold into. What else was there back in the day? Like BlackBerry. Even like your GMEs, which is like actually a little bit bigger. But like think about all the bag holders, they're all stuck up here. All right, everyone who bought that, any pop up there is just going to be sold into, right? Sold into. And now even here, sold into. I can't find anything that's really moving today. Small cap land has been dead for a while, for a long time. I can see all the guys I used to trade with moaning about it every day. Still market's asleep. It's trying to drift up, but it's running out of time. Coming into lunch here. We're going to do another giveaway here as well. Do I fake my accent? Does it sound like I fake my accent? From London, bro. Can you get my setup for TradingView for free? No, these are available on my website if you want this. These you can get from Tanuki. It's a subscription. It's not cheap if you want them. But this is on my website, or you get a version for it when you do the course. Flowzonetrader.com. The links are down below. Can you brief a little about your courses? I see there's 3 courses. Which one is correct for learning volume profile? The volume and order flow course for volume profile. Tilroy ripping isn't weed moving, is it? Let's have a look. There you go. So like, there's no volume in this whatsoever. I've probably still got. Let's see. I've probably still got some of these old indicators. Scripts to trade. Invite only. I thought I paid for that for life. Have they changed that? What a bunch of bastard. But I used to look for stuff trading, you know, relative, like way higher relative volume, gapping up, and ideally 1 to 2 day runner and then a fail. I mean, it's fairly common. What did I do before trading? I was a DJ and music producer. Money going into metal and bonds. Yeah, definitely. It's been the hedge. It's Russia, Chinese, all pumping the money in. So Spearhead Media Group, you used to play the low float runners, but were you playing long or short side of it? Used to live in West Drayton. Well, I went to university at Brunel, just down the road. Just down the road. Right. Let's do a giveaway of the introductory course. All right, just type course once in chat. It's just the 2-hour course. We'll give away a free one of those. If you win it and you don't want to do it, you can always give it to a friend. I'm 40, whoever just asked that. Barking Abbey, I don't know where that is. Never heard of it, mate. Where was that? West London somewhere, is it? Give you guys a minute to do this. Oh, Ben, I just see that. Thanks, mate. Okay, so they're still trying to get up to this previous week value area high, what is this, previous week high, previous day high? I'm going to have to check on my screens here before I forget. Previous day high, so it's still trying to get into those 55s, previous week close is 67. So from sort of 50s to 67s is where this market's trying to squeeze up into. We do have some imbalances over that all the way up here. If they really want to get going today, this is where they're going to get going. It's asking a lot of it, but it's possible. It's possible. Right, let's pull the winner. Dan, I don't know how to say it. Dan Tindrade. Dan Tindrade. Did I say that right? I'm sorry if I didn't. Dan T and Drade 7299. Yeah, nice, Dan. All right, I'll sort you out with this introduction course. All right, so just need the same thing from you. If you can just email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged in, please, to YouTube, and I'll sort you out with a free course there, my friend. Would I give my opinion on an indicator I found on TradingView? Order flow imbalance finder by Turk. Why would you need that? If you have order flow, just turn the imbalances on. They're right here. I'll put it on and have a look for you, but yeah, that's shit. There you go. It's just fair value gaps. It's not. It's just showing you gaps. You could draw that out yourself in 2 minutes. I mean, it's not bad if you just want the fair value gaps, but it's not order flow imbalance. That's nonsense. It's not legit order flow imbalance. It's just showing you fair value gaps, which you could mark out very, very easily. Yeah, info@flowzonetrader.com. Info@flowzonetrader.com. JTrader. I don't know, man. I used to talk to Jay a lot. I don't know. I've not heard good things the last few years, so, but I just don't want to comment. I've never been in his room. I don't know. I've got a very good friend who might be on here who I think is in his room. He used to have some amazing stuff. Like the J lines were definitely useful, but back in the small cap days, he had, I can't remember what like the scanner thing he had was called. It was like a dilution tracker. That was really, really good. Really good. And that's where like Edge came from. And he definitely helped guys in the small cap room back in the day. I knew guys in there. But I don't know what he does now. Can't comment. It's been a long time. What a fucking beast, though. He's huge. Ripster's a good trader. Fact. Ripster's a very good trader. If you're a newer trader and you want to play EMAs, Ripster's a good trader. He's a very good trader. Trades very good, big size. He's not a joke. He's a good trader. He has his own strategy, just based on EMAs. He's good. No, MIC. I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing there. How many times do you need $1 million bailout? Let's just say that. Don't know who Day Trading Warrior is. I know who Warrior Trading is. Don't know who Rocket Scooter is. Sorry, guys. Don't know who any is. Alex has hit some big winners. I'm not sure if there's $16 million there, but he has hit some big winners. I remember back in the day he hit some big winners. What was the other guy called that he ran it with? Can't remember the other guy's name. Bao, that was it, Bao. He definitely used to. You'll remember, guys, it's hard to explain this. What you've got to understand is in that game of small caps, right? For me, personally, in that game, there were a few guys fucking miles ahead of everyone else. And it wasn't the guys you're talking about. It was like Dux was ahead of everyone by miles. Miles. Like, we're talking about huge size and always backside. We're not talking about, let's pretend this is a small cap. Some of the guys you're talking about were like, they had huge accounts. Add, cover. Add, cover. All right? No. Like, Dux was a fucking animal, man, when it came to patience and playing the backside and waiting. Am I on the wrong chart? No, I'm not. Oh, it's breaking out right now. Yeah, previous week value high, previous day high taken, gap filled. So the only next level is, are we going to come up here? This is what I'm waiting for. All right, if I'm going to play the afternoon, I'm going to wait to see if we do this or this. All right, and I'm interested in this area up here now. Like I said, I would not be short here for that reason. Maybe it could have come down to 65s or whatever it was, but it protected it. And we're just drifting up and pro trend up. Yeah, there is a few of them that are really good. I'm trying to remember some of the other guys. Another guy with like an Asian name on Twitter. I stopped following him. He was a fucking animal as well. He'd post like the most ridiculous P&L, and he'd be like, seriously, man. You question whether it was real because it was like, you know, 400 or 500 grand a day. Nate was another one. Just unbelievable feel for the market, man. Unbelievable feel for the market. I don't know, guys. Honestly, I don't know half. Like, I don't know. Jin, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Jin, was he legit? Was he legit? I mean, he was. No, we're not talking about futures traders here, guys. We're talking about like legit big boy traders. We're not talking about nonsense. We're talking about big boys, main in a small cap world. From a while ago. We're talking about from a while ago. Guys, I'm not talking about anyone from the futures world. I couldn't give monkeys about most of those people who you guys are talking about. I don't know them. 3-4 years ago, yeah. See, like Bo 5TV knows what I'm talking about. We're talking about like guys. We're talking about guys who are putting millions and millions and millions of dollars short side small caps on squeezes. Like, it's fucking impressive. Yeah, Tim was a beast as well. I did his course. Absolute beast. Quagmani, beast. These are like legit beasts, guys. When you talk about these guys nowadays, they won't have a clue who any of these people are. Jack Kellogg, beast. Absolute animal. Absolute animal back in the day. Absolute animal. I can tell some of you guys have been around. No, Dux was with an X. Modern Rock was not the biggest. You're talking about Bao. He was not the biggest. He's not even on. He's not even on a level with guys like Dux. Yeah, Tim was a good trader. Really good trader. He's just does algo trading right now. Is that right? I think he had a kid and like sort of semi-retired and then came back this year. I think. remember reading about it somewhere. He's like trying to set an out. I think he had a really good start of the year or end of Q4. I remember reading about it somewhere. Had a family and retired. Yeah, that's it. He had a family and retired, but I think he has built like an algorithm doing what he used to do. So longing, he's always longing those small caps, right? Once he sees like the small cap consolidation and he sees like a little institutional volume spike down here and you see that. And I think he's been accumulating that using an algorithm. I'm sure I read about it last year somewhere. These are guys I look up to and respect. These are guys where I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, I never got anywhere near that level on small caps. I fucking struggled, man. I really struggled. My emotions, I couldn't handle it. I just could not handle it. I'd go on like 50, 60 day win streaks and then fucking give it all back like an idiot. Just being honest with you. That's exactly what used to happen when I was trading small caps. Yeah, over ambitious, especially in a room full of some animals. Yeah, you got a buyer a little bit caught up there at 70s, but it looks like to me like it's gonna have another go. Please tell me about the NQ chart. Well, what do you want to know? Like I said, for me, it's not a short. You had the opportunity for that short here. It didn't break down. It protected this low. Didn't come down here. It's in a drift higher. It's through these gamma levels. It's trying to drift up to here. That's it. There's nothing like... What do you want me to tell you? It's in a drift and a squeeze higher. Like, there's quite literally nothing else to say. I think, and I've said all day, I think we want to come and run these stops up here in this region, and if we base over that, there is a chance to come back into this old naked point of control, which we've not hit. If we come over this and we wash and we fail, then there's a backside move back down into here, maybe towards the end of the day. That's what I'm going to be waiting for, guys. I don't know what else you want me to say. You're into lunch. If I was going to enter short, where would I enter? There's only two opportunities, right? We're either going to need to leave this on a rotation, or you're going to need to clear this out and offer this down to here, and then you could hold a runner in case it does that. Otherwise, there's nothing. We're very bullish order flow today. Dux waits months for Black Swan and then makes a few millions different ways. But that's how to do it. When you've got that much size, right? That's what you need. When you've got that much size, you need like some insane event so that there's enough liquidity for you to get the other side of the trade. Do I see any downside after the gap fill? I mean, guys, you have to understand this structure you've built out here. There's no real downside until you get under this for here, right? This structure now is important, right? We can come back and test this and we can rebid, right? Structurally, look, you're just trying to drift higher and higher and higher until you get under this. If you are looking for a short right now without trap volume, all right, you've got a small node here, I guess. Like if you're going to play that short with order flow so bullish, you're going to have to cover into here straight away. Maybe you want to play that in lunch. I mean, it's up to you guys. But you must respect this now. Like, there's a tiny node here. All right. That at best, but really, I think it wants to come up here. Again, I'm going to take you back to the hourlies. Keep reminding you. We are trying to expand above previous week value area high and take out these swing stops. And we have single prints and room up to 350. I'm not saying it does that today, but I think this is what the market's trying to do. The trap will be to take these out and then fail. And that's probably going to be maybe not even tomorrow. That's going to be a Thursday move. All right, tomorrow probably, maybe they price up NVIDIA a little bit. All right, and then we have to see on NVIDIA, do we do this or do we do this? All right, this is why I'm just have to be patient now. So there's a fail of that, and you will have to watch. If you're short in this, you will have to watch this, 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 and this. But I'd imagine they will try and rebid down here. And there's no real short until you leave this level. As in like a decent short. That will be the decent short. Until you leave that level. Everything's still being absorbed. I wouldn't get long. No, because we're premium, right? Remember we were long from down here today. Right? We were long from down here. I don't want to long up here. I'd rather ignore it all. I've made my money. What? Like, I just don't need to. No worries, Keith. Alex, have 250k Apex evals, one done on Friday, one Monday, less than 1k profit on both. Usually I do 3 micros. Any ideas for aggressive past trading strategies the next 2 days? Let's have a look at the news. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, 8:30 a.m. on Thursday is going to be your opportunity. And then again on Friday, 8:30. You're going to get big liquidity injection. So those, if you're going to be aggressive, that's the time to do it. There's no special settings on Bookmap. It's just usual settings. I'll do a video on it. It's just normal. I don't change anything. What's the red area above value area high? It's the liquidity that we built on Wednesday and Friday last week. All right. It's the liquidity we built up there on Wednesday and Friday last week. On Wednesday and Friday last week. This is where we pinned highs. On Wednesday and Friday. Every time we come up here, we fail. So I'd be looking for something like this or something like this, right? Are we going to pivot here or are we going to fail here and rotate back down? You can look for that end of day tomorrow, Thursday. Too many of you are short bias right now, in my opinion. With the free course, do I have the chance to advance for the 20-hour course? You get a discount for the 20-hour course, yeah, once you finish the free one. If you were to trade like Rips, knowing what you know, how you trade, what would you look out for? Do you know what he means by pitch and catch? No idea. Probably just a layup trade, I'm guessing. I don't use icebergs, no. Did they trap at higher day? You have some excess there, but it's at 70s. But not a lot. Look, we paired it off. There's a seller up there. It makes me think they're not done with it, to be honest. They did all buy over 70, though. All right, so over 70, this is mainly buy side up here. So if you were trying to pick a top, you would have to risk basically as close to 70 and risk the high. But like I talk about, I would not advise picking tops, right? But if you were going to do it, that's the level you would have to look at. But right now, order flow is still very, very, very bullish. I've not had a great day trading days in the past week, but I've been on the stream, enjoying the commentary, learning so much. Thank you for being you and sharing with all of us. You changing lives. Oh, thank you so much. So kind of you. Pitch and catch is when there's a huge sale and 50% retracement of the move, and that's what he wants to short. So looking for the lower more. That makes sense. Like, so, okay, based on that is what we took today for the long, right? Squeeze, 50% pullback, long. It's literally what we took. I just never heard it called that, but yeah, that's literally what we took long. There you go. Same trade. Yeah, live every day. Apex, do you need Windows or Mac? No, you can trade on Mac. What's the name of the volume profile? Anchored volume profile. I'm going to get out of here in a minute, folks. When did I start trading futures? What are we at now? 26, probably 3 years ago. Sounds about right. 3 years ago, maybe. Made me over 2,300 in past 2 days on a new account. You're welcome. No, this is my flow zone indicator. How did I get into trading? In the blood. In the blood. My dad was a broker and trader. So when I was graduating uni, I wanted to get into it. My housemate and best mate at uni, one of my best mates, worked at Morgan, and then he left Morgan and worked at Standard Bank. And then I sort of wanted to, never had a relationship with my dad, but I think was curious and started to develop a relationship with him. And then he started to get me in meetings. So I was when I was 21, I was interviewing and going on the floor at like Merrill, Morgan Stanley, CIBC, Deutsche, and then my life took a different career and I got into music. I was actually offered some jobs out in Dubai, but got into music and spent a long time doing that, and then sort of made some money in the music world and invested some of it, lost some of it, made some of it back. Usual story. And then started taking it a bit more seriously for my investments, and then slowly transitioned into doing it full time, I guess. How many PA accounts do I trade simultaneously? Sometimes I'll trade them all together. Recently, because of what I've been going through, like I said, I just do them in little blocks. I was a software engineer. No, I was not. Alex, what things have you learned about the average trader since you were exposed to many questions and opinions of theirs in your streams? The average trader thinks that when price goes up, it's too high and tries to short it. Thinks when price goes down, it's too low and tries to buy it. Refuses to understand value and how an auction works. Refuses to stop out. The average trader lets the ego make decisions for them instead of logic. The average trader will oversize and over risk because they want to get rich quick instead of playing what's in front of them and sticking to a process. The average trader, like the average human, will not self-reflect, will not journal, will not learn from their mistakes, will be arrogant enough to think they're right all the time. The average trader will blame everyone for their mistakes rather than themselves, which is why they will never learn. That's what I would say are the most common things with the average trader. So you have to get rid of all those things. Do I do class on Discord on Fridays? Every other week. Yeah, we did one this Friday. What do I see NQ doing the rest of the day? I think we've drawn it out a few times, right? So we're developing some volume up here. You can see, is this player still stuck? Yeah, so we cannot get over this guy at 70. Like I said, if you're going to be short, you'd need to be short as close to 70 as possible and risk high of day if you're adamant on picking that top. Why? Because this is where the buyer was stuck, right? But again, there's no reason to short this, but if you are adamant on picking the top, that's the only thing you could do. But I think we're going to drift higher, all right? I think we're going to keep trying to squeeze out. Options dealers have us up at 25,150. I would not be surprised if we take out Wednesday and Friday's highs, which is the top of this box. Okay, so I think this depends whether it wants to do it today or not. So I think the market wants to try and come up into here. This is the shelf that they want to hold, right? Bulls just will continue to try and hold this shelf. All right, there's no short really until we leave that shelf. You can argue there's a counter trend short, but what I'm saying is until we trap all this volume, there's no short. I think they have ambitions of taking all this out, and then it's either a failed breakout and a move back down to here, or they're going to base above here and try and set this squeeze up to 25,350s is what I think. It doesn't all have to happen today, but it's what I think is going to happen based on what we've seen so far today. All right, last few questions and I'm getting out of here. what all light, all 20, what copy trader do I use? Affordable indicators. What's the chart called where I see buyers and sellers getting caught? I'm using order flow. I'm using NinjaTrader, but you can use anything you want. You can also see it on Bookmap, right? It's just a form of order flow, whatever you're most comfortable with. Can I please do 30 minutes of positive talk on Spotify? I would listen to it every day. Yeah, maybe I'd do a podcast every now and again. Should do something. For those of you who can't help but size up, remember before you attempt to beat the odds, you have to survive the odds. Yeah, quite right. Remember, you used to stream with 20 to 80 viewers. What do you think made you blow up the way you did viewership-wise? I have no idea. I think just consistency. And we've been on a heater this year, which probably helped. Why is fucking Bookmap suddenly done a folding profile in the middle of my screen? Probably just consistency, mate. I have no idea. And we were on a heater for a while. We were having numerous days of 100, 200 point trades. We had another one today, right? Some of you might have got that. I didn't, but we did get this after 3 attempts. Yeah, so another 120 plus points today. So it's probably stuff like that. Whereas I'm guessing if you're watching some of the other guys, you're getting, I don't know what you're getting, 10 points, 20 points, and maybe without learning. So maybe that's the other reason. All right, so if I always have an Apex account and I'm looking to purchase a new one, do I do it on Tradeify area or on Wealth Chart area? Depends what you want to trade with. Do you want to trade on Tradeify or NinjaTrader and TradingView? Then you do it on Tradeify. If you want to use Wealth Charts, you do it on Wealth Charts. So that's up to you. What are the wall restraints? 0 DTE. How do you set price alerts? Right click, and then there you go, add alert. And you can drag and drop that wherever you want. And you can have it to email you or text you as well. Please do a podcast with good traders. It'd be a good idea. There are loads though, guys. Like, you want to listen to some good, don't listen to any of the new ones because they're, shouldn't say shit, but they're not very good. Go back and listen to Chat with Traders, like I'm talking like 5-6 years ago when is it Aaron Feinfeld or whatever was the host. Go and listen to like the early ones with like Mike Katz and Nate and all these like legendary guys. Go and listen to those. Don't listen to any of the new ones. They're so shit now. All the podcasts now I listen to are just, you don't get any edge. But back in the day, like listening to legendary guys talk, I used to love it, man. Yeah, exactly. Chart fanatics. I mean, don't know how good they all are on there, if I'm honest. The odd one, maybe. All right, guys. That's it for me. Fabio's a G, man. Fabio's a G. Man, Bo. I feel like we're cut from the same cloth here, mate. I feel like we've probably traded the same things, been in the same been around the same people, feel the same things about other people. I can tell you have been around the block for a long time, my friend, just like me. All right, guys. Have a great rest of session. Just be careful. You know, we're drifting higher. We're in a squeeze up. You look at the mag. I'll give you a readout before I go. Tesla 1.24% up. Nvidia just under 1%. Microsoft 0.5%. Meta 0.41%. Google 0.14%. Amazon 2%. Apple 2.31%. AMD, fucking impressive. Held its bid. Almost 10% up. All right, we're seeing the market lift today. All right, today is not a day to be short, guys. Like, everyone looking for the short. Honestly, we are starting to move to the edge of the other side of value. All right, for me, the short's going to come if we fail to break out. But we have built such a big node here. This is the level I will be watching this afternoon and tomorrow. All right, all the time we're holding this, we can keep, if we haven't sweat this, we can keep coming up. We lose this, then maybe. All right. Do not get into your head it's gone up too high, it has to come down. Okay, maybe it comes down to here, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe they just sweep and do this again. All right, just like they did here when they didn't drift all the way down. Understand, order flow is very bullish today. Don't try and pick a top. You don't need to be a hero. Just come back tomorrow. We got our money today. We had a few attempts at it and we got it. Big love, everyone. I will see you back here tomorrow morning. And yeah, just be careful when to close today. Peace and love. Thanks for joining me as always. And trade safe. Use hard stops.